Welcome, associates, gather on the stand. This trial's a circus, but I've got a plan. Not a grifter, still worse than Dan. Hopscotch squares, don't trip, don't fall. BK in a felony, I've heard it all. Shake it, magic 8-ball. Tell me the truth, will justice call? Me be the diva, she's running the show. Chief Capone and Meg, yeah, everybody knows. Rap or fact, well, nobody knows. What the corn echoes as the chaos grows. My credibility left in a vehicle. Hopscotch squares, don't trip, don't fall. BK in a felony, I've heard it all. Shake it, magic 8-ball. Tell me the truth, will justice call? What the corn echoes as the chaos grows. My credibility left in a vehicle.
Okay, that's always gonna make me laugh.
I mean, seriously, she's like,
I was gonna try to smile like her. I was just gonna be like,
you're really gonna strain your neck to get those little ligaments sticking out.
I can't do it. I don't know what she's doing.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Well, Puddletown, I'm sure you're at work, but all I can say is fap it while you can. Because one of these days you may not be able to.
Well, I'm sure he is. Trust me.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. How are you, Gabby?
You know.
Dandy.
You know.
A dandy.
I'm just fabulous.
What's up, Flashman? Hello, Bad Dazzer. Oh, I was gonna say, I know I saw Dodo in here. What's up, Dodo?
Dodo.
Whoever? How you, whoever? I will learn to talk one of these days.
How you do, boo-boo?
Yeah. What's up, Snipe? Oh my goodness. Howdy, y'all. It's Queen. She ain't grain.
Howdy, y'all.
Did I get everyone? Oh my gosh. So for those of you that don't know, the woman at the end of my intro that is smiling at you, we'll use that term loosely, is the defense attorney in the trial that we're watching. She's a judge now, and that's her picture that she put out for being a judge. I don't know what's happening to her in the picture, but it's funny. So I had to add it.
Maybe she's holding in a fart.
Well, she's holding it really, really hard.
Yeah, she's clenching. She's clenching real hard. She doesn't want to stink up that photo booth. You know, the poor photographer. Oh, she moves to the left. She's just like,
Judge Jolly Tennis.
Jolly Tennis.
Never trust a fart. Words to
That's
live
very
by.
true. Yep. Especially when you're past 35.
Yes. And worse, past 50.
You
know what I did today?
Did you shart yourself?
Oh, no.
Okay.
But I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I did an old person thing today. He goes, you're not old. I'm like, well, it depends on who you ask.
He obviously doesn't know Flash Fan.
Well, true. And I said, I went to Walmart to pick up part of my groceries because I wanted to get like the stuff that I figure will sell out kind of this week,
Right.
what I need for Christmas. And so when I come out of there, I turn right, but I have to immediately get over into the left in the next lane. And so I did that fairly easy, and I'm sitting at the stoplight and I'm just distracted. I just like have a ton on my mind. I'm not paying attention. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't even want to look to see if anybody around me. I was sitting there with my turn signal on like an old person to get in the other lane, to get in the left lane, because there was one more lane by me, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, are these people in the left lane, like, waiting for me to get over there thinking I'm gonna turn left?"
I would have like I would have thrown my Croc at your windshield.
I was like, "Dear Lord," I just, like, put my, turn signal off, got up to the, next place where I did need to turn left, and I was like, "You know what? Not turning it on. We're just turning left on the arrow. That's all we're doing. When the arrow turns green, I'm going, not turning it on." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
So you were the one I yelled, "Where'd you get your license? Toys R Us?"
I would have just said Walmart. I just left. It's fresh.
Ames.
I don't know if anybody told me I was anything because I wasn't gonna look out the window. I was just like staring straight ahead. I
AJ
thought
put a mask on. She
I
was
did.
terrified. She was so embarrassed. She turned red like a lobster. She's like, "Eh."
It's like, oh my gosh. It's like, can my hair hide me? Can my cousin it this right now? I mean, I wouldn't be able to see, but man, I was like, "Oh, what's up, hen chick?" Geez, Gabby, you don't wear Crocs for real. You know they put holes in them to let your dignity flow out.
Yeah. No, I really do wear. I
She does,
really
and
do wear them.
she will throw them around the world.
I have no qualms about hucking my Croc at someone whatsoever. I've
Mm-mm.
been waiting for it. I've been waiting for the pristine opportunity to just huck someone right in the jugular with one. You know, just real quick, just like a little whoosh kind of thing.
Dodo, I have never worn Crocs. I've never owned them. I've never even put them on my feet to try them on. So apparently, I may not have credibility unless I carried my certificate around with me, Gabby. But I have my, but I have my dignity. Maybe I did. At least till I let my turn signal go. It took a long time too. I'm telling you, like it was forever.
I mean, your turn signal didn't give you the indication. It didn't say
No.
derp, 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 derp,
And the
derp,
thing is,
derp.
it sounds like a horse. Like click clock, like
Oh
it
yeah, like
sounds like a horse.
you know,
So yeah, like
yeah.
it's it's kind of annoying. I was just I was other places and thinking about things. I was just distracted. Didn't hear that horse today. I didn't even realize I usually just kind of how like you can just kind of click it like half down and it'll turn on enough for you to like signal that you're changing lanes, but it doesn't actually stay on. That's what I
Right,
usually
right.
do, but not today. I apparently click that sucker all the way down. It's like,
Well,
embarrassing. Embarrassing. Yes. Flashman, there's the link to Flashman's Discord. He has been they watched the Brian Walsh trial in there, and he is streaming some old school like trials I'm not gonna stream.
yeah, like right now he's doing the Menendez brothers trial. So keep an eye, go and jump into his Discord, and you'll get notifications on when he's doing that, which I think he's going to continue tomorrow afternoonish. So it's fun. We hang out, watch it, do stuff around the house. We talk about it after the episode is done. And yes, he's also doing the
Oh
Rodney
yeah.
King trial as well.
Those are some long trials. Like
Yeah. Yeah,
like
he
you
does some of like the Menendez during part of the week and then some of Rodney King.
I will blame the cold weather for slowing my brain down. Although it was above 40 today, it's going to be above 50 let's see. It's going to be almost 50 tomorrow. It's going to be above 50 on Thursday and then it's going to be 27 on Friday. Like
Well,
okay,
it's 27 here right now.
it's 38 here, so I'm not complaining.
Better get your Snuggie.
Is that the one with the arms in it?
Yeah.
I have one.
I don't know. Better get like a -0 below sleeping bag with legs and 2 armholes out so you can just zip it right over your head.
You'll stream Rodney King when I'm not streaming tomorrow. I will not be streaming tomorrow night. I have dinner with the family.
Good old fam.
Oh, yeah. Yeehaw. Good times.
Yeehaw.
All right. So today's the day we finally are going to hear from the defendant, Stacey Kananen. Why did they do that? That's not even Rue. That's Hera.
I
That's
could
one
tell
that-
the difference.
Yeah, because she's a big barker. I bet you FedEx showed up.
Son of
Maybe
a bitch.
he actually drove down my driveway this time instead of leaving everything on the road.
Rude.
Nope, they're just
Oh,
being.
yeah. That's true, Flash fan. Brian Walsh sentencing tomorrow morning. Very true. Very true.
Speaking objection. Oh, now they're gonna howl. Seriously, I'm so sorry.
That was like perfect. Oh.
That's Rue. She's the only one that can keep any kind of tune in her howl.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that is Carmen's dog howling.
Yeah.
And that is her still continuing to bark. The one that started it is done. So, yep, blaming Carmen's dog. What's up, Deidre?
Hey, Deidre.
Okay, now that I think they're done being rude. Anyway,
Okay.
so Stacey's taking the stand today. We have her today, and on Thursday we'll finish up her testimony.
Nice.
I know, I'm excited.
Me too.
If you have not been watching this trial is about Stacey Kananen. I don't know. I heard her say her name. I'm like, well, we've all been saying it wrong. But she is on trial for unaliving her mother with the help of her brother. Her brother, who we have just referred to as Dick Cannon because it's easier to say it that way. His name is Richard, and we don't know the last. I don't say the last name. He already confessed. He has already. He was sentenced to 30 years. She testified at his suppression hearing. I did play it far enough in. I was trying to kind of judge to see how the sound was, if I can kind of bump it up a little bit, whatever. So that's where she testified, was at his suppression hearing. After she did that, then the state charged her. So this trial took place in 2010. The crime allegedly took place in 2003. So it's been 7 years. I don't think Richard was even charged. I think it took a few years to get him through the system too. So it's been a very strange trial. Richard, like I said, he definitely did it. Also, they're implicated in the death of their dad, who went missing. That's how they referred to him in this jury, that he disappeared, because they are not talking the fact that that bad Dazzer.
But he's also true. Yes.
Yes, that's true. So they're not telling the jury that these two were implicated in the death of their father. He was found buried under the corner of the garage. The mom was found buried in the backyard. So I don't know. Definitely have a ton of evidence to tie Richard to this, hands down. Plus his confession kind of does that. Stacey is one thing that is you can't get over, and that's the fact that she was found with Richard in her truck inside their storage unit with the truck running. They were trying to self-delete, and there were apparently these notes in the car to their sister Cheryl, to her partner Susan, that there's been some back and forth of who wrote them. So I'm sure we will hear about that today. When they found them, Stacey was not responsive, or yes, Stacey was unresponsive. So I don't know when she became that way. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff here that doesn't make sense. Without that part of the story so far, I don't think I would convict her.
Mm.
I know a lot of you would. I know
Well,
some of you wouldn't.
I'll have to hear her testimony.
And I'm with that too. Like, I'm waiting to see what she has to say. I'm sure that the estate's going to come at her with a ton of attitude.
So much foot stomping. I hope she's ready for all the foot stomping.
It's going to be so bad. So if
Hands
you
on the
haven't,
hip.
oh my gosh, point at the judge. If you've not seen any of these two attorneys do not like each other, and the judge is done. He's over them. He doesn't like them either. So it's, I mean, it's bad. The state, every time she objects, it's like, objection, Your Honor. Like, I mean, it's just so dramatic.
And the court reporter's like, F this, I'm going to lunch and never coming back. Idiots.
Well, she looks like she's from the mob, and she's probably going to take them both out back after this. The bailiff can't stay awake in his chair, and I'm with whoever asked how the bailiff stays in his chair yesterday. I'm with you because I don't know either. I think he
that
has
was
strapped himself
Bobby. Yeah, that was Bobby, I think. But also, I think the bailiff just comes to work to go to sleep. So, it's fine. I mean, he's getting paid to take naps. I wish we could get that kind of a gig. That'd be great.
Oh, yes. We all do know the mob does not exist.
No.
True story.
There's no such thing as the mob.
There is no such thing. Ever. Like, Al Capone is a unicorn.
For sure. He doesn't even... Who is even that?
I don't know.
Don't know him. Never known him. Don't even know anything about him.
I've never even heard that name before. I think I just
You're
made it up.
absolutely right, Flash fan. That is a true fact statement. And I'm sticking to that. Yeah, it just doesn't. It's not a real place.
And on that note.
Yep.
You will see. There's a sister. Her name is Cheryl. She is sitting behind the prosecutor. She has very curly, frizzy hair, like it's humid down there in Florida. I'm not so sure of her innocence in all of this. So she, there was some stuff going on with her son, and possibly getting them sending him to Cherokee school. I don't know what Cherokee school is. But the mom was she would have stayed home with him or whatever to not make that happen. And then mom is no longer here suddenly.
But also, real quick, before you hit play, look at this bailiff. I feel like he's about to kick up his foot and be like, ow. Look at how he's sticking out his butt.
I think he's about to twerk.
Yeah, he's about to do something. Like, I don't even know. It's hilarious, though.
I think he's going to twerk it. Hello. Haley, how are you? I know that was really bad. It was a really bad hello. Gabby can do it better. What's up, Christine? Hope you are well. Al Capone was an intrepid businessman and philanthropist. Philanthropist for sure. For sure. Always helping.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I mean, if he was, the unicorn.
Yeah. I mean, if he was real, sure.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. All right. Here we go. I want to, Deputy, maybe don't let us down this time. Do something up there.
I hope he does. I hope he twerks it. That would be the best. Once you hit play, it's just like, Sammy Banga Solina. It's just like pop, 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 pop. And then they're like, and scene. That'd be the best day ever.
I would just be like, I don't even care what she says. The trial's over.
You just play that on repeat for the rest of the night.
All right. Here we go.
I swear, or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
You can proceed.
Could you please state your full name and current address?
My name is Stacey Marie Kananen. My address is 13220 Houston Avenue in Hudson, Florida.
All right.
Tell the jury about what kind of prior experience you have had testifying in a courtroom.
I testified at one suppression hearing for my brother.
Have you ever testified in a courtroom other than that?
Not to my recollection, no.
All right. You've heard some testimony regarding how you and your siblings were raised.
Yes, I did.
The stories that we've heard about how abusive your father was, accurate or not accurate?
I'd say very accurate.
What was the relationship between you and your siblings as you were growing up in that household?
I would say we were kind of distant. I don't think we ever learned how to be close to each other because all there was fighting amongst our parents.
Were there steps taken by either of your parents to isolate you from each other?
Maybe at times, especially when someone moved out of the house, we wouldn't be able to have much contact with each other.
After you got out of your parents' household, how did your relationship with your sister Cheryl develop?
I was involved in her wedding. That was prior to me moving out of her house. And I guess we talked occasionally on birthdays and holidays. When she became pregnant with her first son, I was at the hospital the day he was born. And I think it's because of her son, my nephew, that we tried to become closer.
Do you and your sister Cheryl have any basis for a relationship other than her kids?
I don't think so, if I understand the question, because we don't have a lot of similarities, similar interests.
Did you and your sister Cheryl ever go out socializing, just the two of you, dinner, drinks, movies, that kind of thing?
No.
Did you and your sister Cheryl and your mother ever go socializing, just the three of you?
We may have when we were doing wedding plans, but other than that, I don't remember of any instances.
We've heard testimony about you and Susan and your mother having a shared love of Disney.
Yes, we did.
Was Cheryl ever involved in any of those trips?
A few once in a while, mostly around the holidays, especially when her kids were there. We would take them out to MGM Studios to see the lights or to see the Disney shows that were Christmas.
How often would you and your mom and Marilyn go to Disney or the theme parks without the kids?
Oh, lots of times.
How often would you and Susan and Marilyn and your sister go to the parks without the kids?
Never.
Was there any indication as you were growing up that either of your siblings may have thought that you had it easier than they did as far as the abuse was concerned?
Yes.
And what do you think would have led them to think that?
I'm not really sure. I was the youngest. I was in the house longer. Maybe that's why. I really don't know why they felt that way.
What did they say or do that made you think either of them felt that way?
My sister used to call me the fair-haired child.
Did you think that you got a break when it came to your father's abuse?
No.
From your perspective and what you saw, were all three of your children abused by your father?
Absolutely.
Was your mother abused by your father?
Absolutely.
Did your mother abuse you?
No.
Did you ever see your mother abuse either of your siblings?
No.
When your brother Richard says that your mother sexually abused him, was that your perception?
No.
Do you believe it? Did you believe your mother failed in her job to protect her children?
No, I think my mother did the best she could under the circumstances and the abuse that she went through.
Why couldn't she have gone to a neighbor for help during those years of abuse?
I don't know. My perception would be she was very afraid for all of us. She was afraid to do anything against what my father said.
How long were you all living in any one place?
Jeez. I'm not sure about Maine. I think just a couple of years. Minnesota was a couple of years. Arkansas was about 6 months. The longest we lived anywhere was Florida. We came here when I was in, I think, 6th grade, and obviously we're still in Florida.
Prior to moving to Florida, were you living in places that were well populated?
No.
Did your mother have any kind of support or network system in the places that you lived before you moved to Florida?
I don't think so, no.
Did you see your father take steps to keep your mother isolated so that she could not get help for you?
I think so.
What did you see or hear him do that would keep her quiet?
It was just constant threatening and constant abuse. And until we moved to Florida, my mother never even really had a driver's license. So she couldn't just get in the car and take off, even though sometimes she did drive without it. She couldn't go.
Was your mother able to defend herself against your father?
No.
I'm going to ask you a few questions about your childhood as they relate to this case. You saw or heard the audio tape of the conversation that you had with law enforcement on December 22 of 2003. Do you remember listening to that?
Yes, I do.
And the officer asked you repeatedly, why aren't you sticking up for yourself? Why aren't you defending yourself? Tell the jury, what did you learn when you were a child about defending yourself?
The more you fought back, the more you argued, the worse you got beaten or raped or whatever the abuse was of the day.
Did you see your siblings or your mother punished for trying to defend themselves or one of the others?
Yes.
What did you see?
I saw one time when my mother was trying to defend herself, trying to argue back that she didn't do something he said she did. He actually banished her from the house.
What do you mean banished?
She had to go out in Minnesota and sleep in our playhouse. Cheryl and I had a playhouse in our backyard with a wood stove, and it may have been wintertime from my recollection, and he made her sleep out there.
Did you ever see your brother attempt to protect any of you?
Yes.
And what would happen when he did that?
He would get hit. He would get pushed.
Was there a time when there was a plan by your mother to try to escape?
She did one time, I remember, in Arkansas, call my grandfather, and he sent her $1,000. And I really don't know why, but she turned it over to my father.
Was it at whose insistence or who suggested the move to Florida?
It was my father's idea to move. I believe my mother said, we're going to Florida. I don't really recall exactly how that happened. We just got in a U-Haul and in the cars and off we went.
Was it your perception that that's something that your father wanted?
The move, yes.
Is there any relation between how it is you learn to deal with traumatic events as a child and how you as an adult deal with stress or traumatic events?
Objection, leading.
Is there a connection?
Absolutely.
How'd you learn to deal with traumatic events as a child?
You kind of sat in a corner or sat by yourself. You're very quiet. You didn't discuss it. You didn't argue it. You didn't start an argument about it. You just kind of sat to yourself and kept it all inside.
Were there times that you strike that? Were you ever sexually abused by your father?
Yes, there was.
And tell the jury just one instance of that happening and how you dealt with it. Just one.
Well, the one that I remember the most, the one that's most poignant in my mind is in Arkansas. My parents were having a fight and my father decided he was going to take me and my sister and leave. He put us in the car. My best recollection is he went up to the town bar, got himself really polluted.
Where were you at this time?
We were in the car, my sister and I.
How old would you have been?
6th grade, I'm not sure of the age. And then he decided, well, we'll go back home. I don't know, it was after the bar closed, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. And when we came in the house, my sister went to where we had our bunk beds. He told my mother, you're not sleeping in the room with me. Stacy's going in the room with me. My brother was sleeping in the living room on a pull-out sofa at that time. We went in the bedroom, he locked the door, he pulled out a handgun, and then he raped me with the gun in my mouth.
Did you fight back?
No.
Okay. So in 2002, you've been in a relationship with Susan for how long-ish?
20 years, 15, well, no, that's not quite right. It's 22 now, 15, 17. I'm not a good mathematician.
And where were you living?
When we first got together, we were living in a mobile home park. Shortly after that, we moved into a house that we were having built on Boulderwood Circle, which is near Kissimmee.
And how long did you live there?
Just about 10 years.
And you moved to Okaloosa Avenue when?
March or April of 2003.
Now, the move itself from near Kissimmee to Okaloosa, did you move in order to move closer to your mother, or what brought about the move?
Well, a couple of different things. We wanted a different house. We wanted to be closer to my mother and my sister and her kids. We just wanted to change where we were living.
At that point, call it the first of, or the end of 2002, say the fall when your grandfather passed. At that point, what kind of contact were you having with your mother, Marilyn, on, say, a weekly basis?
Lots of times during the week, we talk on the phone. At least once a week, we'd go to dinner somewhere.
And are we talking now about when your grandfather was alive, or just after he died, or both?
Both.
And what kind of time would you have been spending talking to or seeing your sister?
I believe we had weekly game night shortly after my grandfather passed away.
Would you have seen or talked to Cheryl normally on other times?
Not on a regular basis. I didn't talk to her, no.
And what was the focus of the game nights?
Spend time with the kids, spend time as a family.
And did your relationship with your mother in that period of time include Susan frequently?
Yes,
Did it include Cheryl ever?
only at game nights.
And how about your relationship with your brother prior to your grandfather passing?
When he was in town or when he was around, we spent time together. I would attempt to go out to Econ Trail where he had a trailer with his wife and see them at least at Christmas time.
And how often would you speak with him?
Not on a regular basis.
How would you compare call it before your grandfather's death, how would you compare your relationship with Richard to your relationship with Cheryl as far as frequency and meaningfulness of contact?
Probably talk to Cheryl a little bit more than I talk to my brother. Really kind of hard to say.
Did your relationship with your brother or your frequency in seeing him change after the death of your grandfather?
Yes, it did.
How did that happen?
When my grandfather passed away, I don't know how I came to know that my brother was living in a trailer park on Goldenrod Road, but I went to that trailer park, talked to the manager, and left a note on my brother's door that my grandfather had passed away. Could you come and see mother? And so he went to my mother's house and they spoke about it. Whether he chose or she asked him to not go to the funeral in Massachusetts, I'm not sure of, but he was around a lot more after that.
And did that appear to be motivated from what?
I'm not really sure what it was. I know that when Susan and I bought our house, he did help us move in. He did help us fix up the house. I did not like the trailer he was living in on Goldenrod. It was very small and very old, I guess is a good word for it. So when the opportunity arose as he was helping me fix the house and paint the house, I asked Susan, would you mind if I asked my brother if he'd like to live with us and help us continue fixing the house?
And at that point, what kind of work did you believe your brother was doing?
He was an electrician. He also knew how to do some construction because in the past he had done some remodel of homes and sold them.
And what was your impression of what kind of work and how regularly he was working during that period of time?
I thought fairly regularly, mostly side jobs.
Did he ever ask you for a loan or anything like that?
No.
At what point did he move in with you and Susan on Okaloosa?
I'd like to say probably April of 2003.
And how did that go initially?
I thought it went very well. We did Easter dinner for the whole family over at our house. We were going to Cheryl's for game night. Sometimes he'd go with food. Sometimes he couldn't go. We did Memorial Day. We did a lot. We did a lot as a family at that time.
How much talking had you and your siblings done amongst yourselves about your childhoods?
Not much at all up to that point.
Had you and Cheryl ever sat down over a late night or a glass of wine or anything and kind of bared souls about what you both went through, or shared notes about what you went through, or
No.
cried about that together?
No, absolutely not.
Did you and Richard ever sit down after he moved in and talk about, either of you talk about what had happened in your childhood?
Richard would talk about it. As far as I was concerned, I managed to survive it. I moved on with my life. I was in a very good relationship with Susan. I didn't want to dwell on my childhood.
And prior to him moving in with you, when would you have had opportunities to have those kind of heart-to-hearts with Richard?
Never.
And after he moved in, what is it that he would say about his childhood and how often?
I don't know about how often, but he would sit and we would be after dinner usually, and he would be talking about, well, I remember in California when our father dropped the car on me, and I remember, being chained in Minnesota and forced to work, and I remember just all sorts of events that, in my mind, when I moved on, I wanted to move on.
Did he talk about the fires?
He talked about the one in Maine.
And how old would you have been during the fire in Maine?
Oh, goodness, I don't know. I was very young in Maine.
Did you remember it?
All I remembered about the fire was that we had a house that burned down, and we stayed in a cottage of a friend of my parents out on a lake. I really don't have any recollection of that fire.
Other than Richard telling stories about having saved his baby sisters, did anybody else ever corroborate for you that he had in fact saved you and your sister from burning houses?
No, I actually didn't know Cheryl remembered it until she testified.
What did your brother call your father?
To my recollection, he was always it.
From how old?
Oh, God, I don't know. Might have come up when we first moved to Florida. And I would have been in the end of 6th grade, beginning of 7th grade.
I'm going to show you what's been marked for evidence defense 9. Do you recognize that vehicle?
Yes, I do. That's my brother's van.
Do you recognize a piece of furniture?
Yes, I do.
Is there a story related to that piece of furniture?
There is. That's a piece of furniture that my mother gave me, I believe in the first house that Susan and I bought. I needed an end table, and she had an extra one, and she gave that to me. That used to belong to my father and my mother when they were in the house together. It, of course, moved with us to our new house on Okaloosa Avenue. And when my brother came in and he saw it, he got very angry, and he said, I don't know how you can have any of its furniture in your house. It can't be in here. And he took it out of my house.
What did you do to it?
He had told me he had broken it up and thrown it away.
Had you ever, prior to him moving in with you, have you ever heard your brother get emotional about your upbringing and what he had experienced?
I'm not sure what you mean by emotional. Do you mean he cried? No.
Well, I mean, I don't want to even be looking at a piece of furniture that it had show any kind of
agitated. Maybe some anger. It's hard to think back.
Was he expressing any anger toward your mother?
I didn't think so. He only referred to my father.
Describe in the summer of 2003 your relationship with your nephew, Christopher.
We had a great relationship. Wow, we did lots of stuff together. I can go all the way back to when he was very young and learned to walk, and I would teach him how to play basketball in the middle of winter in my backyard when I had a basketball hoop. I used to teach him how to roller skate, take him to Disney. He used to spend the night. I was his homework buddy for a while.
So your relationship with Christopher had started long before you reconnected with your brother?
Long before.
And did Richard have a relationship with Christopher prior to moving in with you?
He was around for a few of the birthday parties and things, maybe a Thanksgiving or a holiday dinner here and there, but I don't know if I'd call it a relationship.
And after your brother moved in, describe for the jury the connection that developed that you saw between Christopher and Richard.
They seemed to be getting very close. Richard would pick them up. They'd go places in the van. They would do stuff in my mother's backyard.
At what points during the summer of 2003 would your relationship with Christopher and Richard's relationship with Christopher overlap? When would the three of you spend time together?
Whenever I would come home from work, if Christopher was hanging out with Richard, obviously I'd hang out. You know, we'd talk, or we'd be working in the backyard at my mother's.
Was Christopher sharing in the summer of 2003 some things that were going on at home?
Yes, he was.
Was he sharing some problems that were taking place between he and his relationship with his mother?
Yes, he was.
What kinds of things was he sharing, and how did that develop over time?
He was telling me that him and his mother were having problems. They weren't getting along. She was yelling at him, arguing with him, berating him. I don't know of any physical type. I don't think he ever told me she did anything physical. It was verbal.
Did that appear to be changing over time, moving into the summer of 2003?
I think it got to be a little more frequent. He seemed to be a little bit more upset and a little bit more worried. At one point when he was in my house on Okaloosa Avenue, I don't remember exactly what he told me, but I remember telling him, here's some money and here's a spare key to my house. If you need someplace to come, you come to our house or you call me.
Did the conversations that you had with him about what was going on at home take place with Richard, not with Richard, both?
Sometimes it was just me and Christopher. Sometimes it was all three of us.
Would Richard be sharing with you his concerns about conversations that he privately had with Christopher?
Maybe once or twice. I don't recall exact events, but I know Richard was very concerned.
And was there an event with a knife that Christopher had taken from his father?
Yes.
What did you know about that?
I know that we were in my mother's backyard with Chris Sr., my sister's husband, Richard and I. And Richard pulled out a knife and said to Chris, your son took this from you for protection. I was very shocked.
Why were you shocked? You shocked that?
Why would Christopher feel that he needed a knife?
So that's the first time you were learning about that having happened?
About the knife, yes.
And go on.
Apparently, I don't remember, but when Chris testified, I said something to the effect of what a fucked up family we are, or what the three of us are, something of that nature.
And do you recall saying that?
I do recall that statement.
What was the controversy or issue regarding the Cherokee school?
Christopher apparently was having some problems in school. And part of them, I think, because he was having problems with his mother at home. And my sister wanted to put him in a Cherokee school, which from my understanding of speaking to my mother was something of a troubled child school. You put a kid there that's having problems and troubled or causing trouble in school in that type of a place.
And how did your mother feel about that?
Absolutely not. She didn't want her grandson going there.
And what was the alternative as far as Marilyn was concerned, if Cheryl and Christopher couldn't get along?
She would stop working and she would bring Christopher to her house and she would take care of him.
Did you think that was a good idea?
No.
And why wouldn't that be a good idea?
Several reasons. My mother went through a lot of abuse. She watched us kids get abused. She was getting older. I didn't feel that Christopher needed to be away from his family. I felt that Christopher needed to be with his family.
And during the talk with Chris Sr., was your brother adamant about something needing to be done?
Yes, he was.
And was there talk of creating an intervention or getting other outside influences involved?
There was talk of some kind of intervention. Not having the relationship I had with my sister, I would have wanted to have spoken to her, but I didn't feel that I could. So I was willing to concede that whatever him and Chris Sr. decided as far as who should intervene or how we should do this was probably a good idea.
Would you have expected that your sister would be happy or unhappy that you and your brother were pushing her husband into starting an intervention over her abusive behavior?
At the time, I didn't think about it. Hindsight, I figure she probably was pretty angry at me.
Now, at some point, were you made aware of the fruits of that conversation, of what had happened after you and your brother told Chris Sr. something has got to be done?
I knew that one of them had gone to Pastor Dan. I knew that they had told him what was going on in the house, and I knew that my sister was, and I assumed her husband, I didn't know at the time, but I knew my sister was taking some kind of classes.
And would you have expected she would have been happy about your role in bringing that about?
No.
And at some point, did she make it clear that she wasn't happy about
Yes, she
that?
did.
And when and how did that happen?
We had a dinner in August sometime. My father's sister, Aunt Nancy, had come into town. We had met her when my grandfather passed away and we went to Boston. She came into town to visit. We had a family dinner at my house. Everybody was there. Richard, myself, Susan, my mother, Chris Sr., Cheryl, and all three of the children were at the house. Had a great dinner, had a great time, had a great visit. Everybody went their separate ways. I walked in my bedroom and on my pillow was a letter from my sister.
And this exhibit 2 for defense, is that the letter that she left for you?
Yes, it is.
Now, had you known about any controversy with how much Richard was sharing with Christopher about the abuse
Oh
of
my
past
God,
and
did you
things
see
like
that,
that?
AJ?
No, I did not.
Did you have any idea that Richard was sharing those things with
You
Christopher?
saw the same
No, I
thing I did, didn't you? You saw the same thing I did, didn't you? Her death stare. Like, I was gonna say pause it right there because holy heck.
Oh, it was the woman behind her.
Oh, go back. Oh, the one who's like falling
She was
asleep like
trying
on her.
Sneeze. No, she was trying not to sneeze.
Oh.
I thought, you're gonna explode, woman. Just let it out.
There was so many things going on in that one image right there. Like go back like 1 or like 2 seconds because that was amazing. Like
Oh goodness.
I can't even.
Oh, that's more than.
See, even Deidre saw her face. She's like, her face.
Well, there's the. I want to know who the woman in the red sweater sitting next to the sister is because she's cheery. She's cheery.
Yeah, she like honestly, I don't know why you would like sit like that in court because she's just like, hey, look at my like triple chin.
And I mean, somebody said last night that somebody hadn't smiled in 25 years. I think this woman is giving that woman a run for their money.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
this dude in the green is Cheryl, who is Stacey's sister, soon to be ex-husband, Chris Sr.
Okay.
They're talking
Oh,
about
so Miss
their
Piggy, whatever, this is her husband, ex-husband?
yes.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
so they're talking about his son with Cheryl sending to the Cherokee school.
Okay.
Yes.
The lady behind is coughing up her lung. Yeah.
I mean, not laughing because she's coughing up a lung, but I'm just.
No, everyone in that courtroom is just like, Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
She has beach face without the resting.
No, she does. No.
Oh,
Okay, so play it for 1 second so you can get to that like little bit there.
what's a wasp chewer?
I don't know, but that's whatever that is. It's a good description of that because.
All right.
She wasn't happy
Yes,
about
she
that.
did.
And when and how did that happen?
We had a dinner in August sometime. My father's sister, Aunt Nancy, had come into town. We had met her when my grandfather passed away and we went to Boston. She came into town to visit. We had a family dinner at my house. Everybody was there. Richard, myself, Susan, my mother, Chris Sr., Cheryl, and all three of the children were at the house. Had a great dinner, had a great time, had a great visit. Everybody went their separate ways. I walked in my bedroom and on my pillow was a letter from my sister.
And this exhibit 2 for defense, is that the letter that she left for you?
Yes, it is.
Now,
The woman in the back.
The woman in the back, but then the sister's face, she looks like she's about to become a linebacker real quick. Then the attorney's face in front of hers, look at her evil face. She's like, she's thinking about it. She's thinking, objection. You could see it in her face. Those 3 faces. And then the one next to her, she's like, meh, meh.
I'm telling you, I said she had an aggressive headband on today. It's studded.
Ooh.
I mean, she's
Yeah,
going to
I
do
mean-
some damage.
The only thing she doesn't have is actual spikes on it.
She hasn't screwed them on yet. So they're probably like connected with magnets.
She just has like devil horns that screw on to 2 of them at least. She's like, that's for attorney after hours.
What's up, Adair? Perfect timing, and you're joining us.
I feel like Adair has that quality.
does.
He just joins in when we're just saying something the most ridiculous.
You two both said it. The woman in red looks like she's having a stroke. The woman in red looks
No.
like she had a stroke.
No, she literally does. Like, what? I don't know.
The lady in back is sniffing glue. The lady in back needs your help, Brian.
The lady in back has had such a crazy sneeze. She now has like severe snot, and she doesn't want to remove her her hands from her face because she doesn't want anyone else to see it. So she's just like desperately waiting for someone to give her a tissue.
Gross. I thought she was gonna explode. I looked right past Cheryl and
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see. I was looking at the attorney's face. I was like, oh my God, look at her evil eyes. Either she's about to sneeze or she's pretending to play the harmonica.
One side of her angry mouth is drooping. I think it's just the weight, like gravity is pulling it down. Well, today
No, she's like leaning. She's leaning on that side.
yeah,
that
like
is probably like chewing the side of her mouth on the inside or something.
well, today would be a hell of a day to stop sniffing glue. That's right.
You know what? I feel the same way every day. Whoever.
That's not snot, it's rubber cement. Ugh. Bad dancer. Can't see where the other hand is. She could be having a stroke.
It's very true. Very
lot.
true.
A lot has failed her face. I know
Physics.
that's not very nice of me. Sorry. She's gonna put some sunglasses on and belt out some Stevie Wonder music. She's playing an air harmonica. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, the last 2 trials, the gallery in the courtroom has been entertaining, to say
Priceless.
the least.
Yeah, it's been priceless.
Mr. Gravity has not been kind to her.
She got half of her face lifted. She couldn't afford the other half.
She's like, I'll get it done next year, okay?
Yeah. Everyone walks up. Are you okay? You're having a stroke.
She's like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
She's like, I'm melting. I'm melting.
Oh, I think the lady sitting next to the harmonica player is watching. Like, what are you doing?
Wait, is that a lady?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the person I said that had like a dead animal on their head.
Oh,
He was sitting on the other side, or that person was sitting on the other side. Another video. It's the same person.
okay.
Maybe
Okay.
he's like a reporter or whatever. I don't know.
Look at the face. Life has not been kind to her. It has not.
Nope.
Cheryl's you can understand because we kind of know her story. Maybe that lady has a similar story.
Mm.
She only needed half of the facelift. Her husband is blind in one eye.
He's blind in the right eye. She only needed to redo the left side. She's good. Half off. Half off.
The DA, Cheryl, and the lady in red all have the same angry expression. Exactly.
Look at that lawyer in the front. She's like gearing up.
Oh, she is too. He didn't go to the Menendez wig supplier. Ooh,
Nope, he did not.
circumcision half off.
It's funny, right when you said that, I looked up and I looked at the
gosh.
person who AJ said was sneezing, and it looked like now she's like gagging because you said circumcision half off.
Half
Ugh.
off. She's like, oh, I got the other half. Dang it.
She's like, dang it! How the hell that ended up in my throat? Hence the hacking up a demon.
She's like, I've been trying to get this thing out for months.
Oh my lord!
Oh, That would only leave me 12 inches. No. Gabby sent us all a video. We know that's not true.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if I need to resend it, Brian, I will.
She can
You know,
post
it's
it in
very,
Discord.
very important video.
Yep.
Everyone should watch this.
You should post it in Discord.
I mean,
Again.
hey, Sarah, you know what? We do what we can.
Yes, we do. You got to. She coughs up phlegm. Gross. Please stop.
This whole picture right here is just hilarious to me. Harmonica lady, sister, you know, evil eyes, half stroke woman.
Yep.
Attorney, evil, like waiting.
Oh, yeah. She's absolutely waiting. Hey, what's up, Weird Debbie?
Hey, Weird Debbie.
I was thinking about you today. Not in a weird way or like in an inappropriate way. I just was wondering, like, yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Weird Debbie. I wasn't being weird.
You had to say that though.
I did.
Hey, Weird Debbie. I was thinking about you today, but
Thinking about you today.
wait a minute, not in a weird way. That was great.
I just wanted to make that clear. Yes, that's the problem. But then she doesn't realize that she does take them off. She's still angry.
Yeah.
Why would I put that out there? I don't know.
You know what? Things just happen here. We don't know the reason. It just happens.
I don't know. Whatever. All right, let's watch this lady sneeze again. Or not sneeze. Hold in or sneeze. I still say... No, don't worry, Gabby. I always think of you in a weird way.
I know you do, you little freak.
But I still say my money, if there's a brawl, it's going on the defendant side of the courtroom. My money's going over there. They can kick ass. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I mean, this back lady, she's just waiting for her chance to audition for Tom Petty.
She doesn't know
that's what she's practicing. Yeah, she's practicing for the rendition of Tom Petty playing the harmonica or something.
There are always two valid reasons for everyone. Shits and giggles. True.
Bravo. Perfect. All right, I'm a mute.
All right, let's watch the sneeze. I almost want to put in slow-mo, but I won't.
Oh my God, can you do that?
Yes.
Do it. Oh my God. Great. Oh, that would be that's going to be awesome.
I don't... This might be too slow.
It's fine. Let's just see what it looks like.
You want me to mute it?
No, it's going to be even better. So we're like,
I gotta mute it.
Yo, that was like a horror movie.
There's one more.
Oh my God. Look at her face. Whoa. Did you see her eye go up into her skull around the corner and then come back out? Holy mother of Christ. And look at half facelift lady didn't even flinch. She didn't even flinch. Lawyer switched her eyes from the left to the right. Who knew that was coming? I did.
Oh my goodness. It doesn't take much to entertain me.
Kevin wants to see the blowback.
Ew. Her eyes.
Her eye. Her one, not her eyes. Her one eye. One eye stayed. The other one went. It was like that, you know, the Looney Tunes sound. And then it came back. It was just like, okay, this is what's happening now.
I think it is a woman. The chick in the white shirt next to her is pissed. Because the long hair, I think it's in like a ponytail or maybe even like a banana clip.
Maybe, yeah.
Where does she wipe her hands? I don't know. We've not seen that part yet. There was a shockwave for sure.
Yep.
Lady in red is having a stroke.
Lady in red.
It wasn't a thing then. They couldn't get it. Didn't exist.
It did, yeah.
Whoops. Now she's sitting wondering what she's gonna do with snot in her hands. It's like, well, yeah, it was just like one of them that was rolling back in her head. I don't know. It's we'll see what happens. All right, I've got it back up to speed. Wasn't invented yet. Oops.
Demon be gone. I was really hoping for a harmonica, but you know what? It is what it is.
A slow-mo sneeze was just as
I bet
good.
she had to pee a little too. You know what?
That's not nice.
Fry? I bet you she did. Hey, you know what? Sorry. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's hard being a woman.
That's not nice.
That's what she said. That's not nice.
I thought she was like, that's not nice. I was like, yeah, it's
No.
probably not. But
No, she was saying that's not nice. Oh, yes, they
Yeah,
did
I
call it consumption back then. True. True. All right, here we go. We're back.
hope she screws in her horns soon.
I'm just gonna have to watch that lady. We'll see what she's gonna do here.
Richard was sharing with Christopher about the abusive past and things like that.
No, I did not.
Did you have any idea that Richard was sharing?
What was that?
God, it was like she saw a ghost or something.
It's like, is my
It's like,
face?
Yes, it was a Home Alone. It's a Home Alone face. Yes. Oh my God.
She saw a mouse. I was
AJ,
not
if you
expecting-
don't go back and figure out how to clip that and make it into a short and post it, that was like the most epic short ever. And just like our reaction to it, dang, bro. Like that was so epic.
The only reason I haven't posted any shorts of people in the gallery is because I don't know if I would get in trouble.
Well, you know what? Maybe you could do is you could put like a little mask over their eyes.
Because trust me, I would have made a short of that woman falling asleep.
I bet you could find like a half like Batman mask to just put over their eye, like their eyes or something. Like I bet you could find something like that. Oh my God, that was friggin' hilarious.
I mean, she may not even still be alive. Who knows? I'm not saying she's old. I'm just saying it's been a while.
Yeah, googly eyes. Exactly. Yeah, you just googly eye it. Oh my God, if you did googly eyes, that would be even. Oh my, that would be so epic. That would be so epic. The sound I imagine her making is like, like terrified.
Oh my gosh. I just thought she would just put her hands down. I didn't know she was gonna be like, is everything still here?
She's like, oh my God, here comes another one. That was priceless. Oh yeah, whoever is Stacey struggling not to laugh
I
at
mean,
Sneeze Lady. Look at her smirk there.
yeah. I mean,
Maybe she saw that.
she's probably thinking like, hey Cheryl, gym teacher is waiting for you outside. Just saying.
They're playing a game of like dodgeball. You're it, bitch. And just fucking huzz balls at her face.
Cheryl wouldn't fare well at all. She'd be like, no. She was like, oh my gosh, I just peed a little too. Or a lot.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so funny. I can't.
That's right, whoever. FAFO.
God. Oh, that was perfect.
Gym teacher is going to be out there. She's going to blow the whistle, and then she's going to start swinging that sock full of batteries. And Cheryl, you better run, girl. Yep. Except she's going
You
to
know that sound.
two and tied together, like those old things that they could throw and go around their ankles and trip them up. I don't know what
Yep.
they're called, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. They still make the same noise.
Yep. Yep. I hope that even though we can't see you, that you're doing the motion.
I am.
I
I
knew it.
actually was doing that exact same thing while I was making that sound. Yep. I mean, how could you not
those.
while you're trying? You have to do the motion while you're making the sound.
Yes. More
Those.
likely, she just remembered she left the gas stove on.
Ah,
You know, you got
I
days like
left my coffee pot on. That was friggin' hilarious, though.
that. Okay, I'll try not to stop again. But sorry, that was funny.
That was funny.
Much needed
It's
break
my
after
fault.
this. No, it's not
It's
your
my
fault because I saw it and I couldn't stop laughing. So
I mean, that was like the third funniest face. I mean, come on now.
it was a good break though. 'Cause
It
this
was. It
was
was.
some yucky testimony.
Those things with Christopher.
No, I didn't.
Do you have any idea that your brother Richard had told your 11-year-old nephew that he'd been sodomized?
No.
Did you know that he was telling Richard fanciful tales about traveling the country, protecting people, and how to rob banks, and all of those things that you've heard?
No.
Now, after the note gets left, how does the relationship between the two households, yours and the Brackens, change?
I felt that because of that letter, and I don't have the exact words in my head, something to the effect of let my family have space, let us heal on our own, and let us take care of our problem meant stay at your house unless I call you and invite you to my house. That's how I took the meaning of the letter.
And did you pick up the phone and say, Cheryl, I'm so sorry. I understand why you're mad about me meddling, but this is why. Did you try to reach out to her in any way?
No.
Did you try to reach out to her in any way?
No, I didn't.
Did you have conversations with Susan about you needed to write her a note or do something and reach out to her?
Yes, Susan thought that that would be the best way to do it. From my childhood, I really didn't know how to do that. I had stepped over a boundary that I probably didn't belong stepping quite that far into, and I was sorry, but I was thinking of my nephew.
I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and then come back. I want to show you what's been placed in as 8 and, I'm sorry, state 8, it's state 36. I'm also going to show you what's been marked state 9D and 35I. Now, on 9D, this is moving forward in time to December 22, 2003, and the events later on in the day that took place in the truck in the storage unit.
Yes.
All right?
Mhm.
So do you recognize the documents laying on the dashboard of that vehicle? Do you recognize one of them being State 36?
Yes, I do.
And did you write that document?
Yes, I did.
And have you ever denied writing that document?
No, I have not.
And that's the document that begins Susan and ends signed Stacey.
That's correct.
Now I'm going to show you state photo 35I. This is a photo of some papers and things on the bottom of the passenger floorboard. Are those documents that you recognize having seen before?
Only very, very recently.
All right, let me back up then. Are those documents you recall seeing on December 22?
No.
One of those documents, you can barely read it, but appears to be this piece of paper from State 8 that has 2 notes on it, both written to Cheryl, and the bottom one signed with the name Stacey. Now, when is the first time you have been shown that note?
Oh, goodness. I'm not sure it was the date of what the date was, but it was 2008, 2009. I'm not really sure exactly when.
All right, so it wasn't until 2008, 2009 that you ever actually saw that note for the first time?
Yes.
Is that a note that you recall writing in the truck on December 22, 2003?
No.
Did anybody ask you about that note in the days or years following December 22, 2003 up until 0809?
No.
Now, I'm going to show you the notebook again, Exhibit 36. There appears to be in here a lot of pages with writing on them, including on this page, a note addressed to Susan with a "See you later, Stacey," referencing a cruise. Is that a note that you wrote?
Yes, it is.
Do you know whether you ever gave that note to Susan?
I may have left it on a counter. I may have closed it up in the notebook and not even shown it to her.
So when is it that note would have been written in?
Before she got off of one of her cruises.
And when would the last cruise, if that notebook is found in the truck in December 2003, when would the last cruise that she had taken been? When would the soonest it could have been written?
Around September, maybe the 20th, 19th, 20th. I'm not sure what day she got off the cruise.
So do you know how long this notebook had been hanging around being written in?
Quite a while.
Now, there's some other writing in here, some things that your brother has identified as his. The writing, starting in the front there, appears to be quotes and things related to construction. Did you write any of that?
Actually, no, I didn't. Can I turn the pages?
Sure.
And other than the first page, most of this is done in Susan's handwriting. In fact, several pages are done in Susan's handwriting.
Do you recognize your brother's handwriting on any of those pages?
The only page I'm not sure about is the first page, but that's not his handwriting either.
So do you even know where that notebook would come from?
From the looks of it, it came from our first house when we moved to our second house, because it refers to the U-Haul we rented, the pods that we put some of our furniture in, housekeeping we had thought about calling to do a detailed cleaning on our house before we moved. Different bill places, Bell, South, Time Warner, OUC, we had to transfer everything from one house to another. And Susan had called to have we had a bottled water delivery service, and she had called to have it picked up on 3/14/03.
So do you know where, did you take this notebook into the car?
No.
Did you take this notebook out of your house to take to the storage unit on December 22nd?
No,
Do you know where your brother would have gotten it from?
it could have been anywhere in my house.
So going back to this note, is that the sentiment in the note, the apology to Cheryl for something related to her kids and your mother, is that a sentiment or a feeling that you had that you would have expressed at any time?
I would have when I first heard about Cherokee School, because I wouldn't want my mother to have taken the kids from Cheryl. Cheryl needed to raise her children.
When you look at that writing, did you write that? Did you not write that? What is it about it that looks like it was written by you?
I love you and the kids with all my heart. With all my heart, something I said to all my family.
Is that something that you wrote frequently?
Yes,
Is that something that anybody in your family would know is a phrase you use frequently?
I would think so.
And that is a phrase that you acknowledge would be one you would use?
Absolutely.
Is there anything about that note that looks like, that makes you think you didn't write?
It's a little shaky, but I could have been upset.
Is that a note that you would have written as a apology to your sister for having killed your mother?
No, absolutely not.
Did you kill your mother?
Absolutely not.
Did you help your brother kill your mother?
Absolutely not.
Was that note in response to you killing your mother?
No, it was not.
Do you remember having any conversations with your brother after you both got the layoff of the family note about what that would mean for the two of you and your relationship with your nephew and nieces?
I don't remember having any conversations with him, but I knew in my heart that my sister was very upset, and it would be a very long time before I would feel like or be invited back into her house.
Would it have been unusual for you to write a note to someone, an apology or about a tough subject that you did not send or give?
Not unusual.
How is it that you best expressed your emotions?
I wrote everything down when I was upset. I didn't speak to anybody. I didn't know how to say how I felt. It's not something we were taught when we were young. It's not something that was allowed to be done when we were young.
Moving forward to the week of December 11, 2003. Still any real contact with your sister and their family?
I'm sorry, December?
I'm sorry, September.
No, not really.
And what is it that you would have been doing that week?
Well, best of my recollection, I would have been working most of that week. I would have had 2 days off. I'm not sure what those days were.
Tell us briefly what would have been, if there would have been some issue regarding vacation time, taking it, not taking it during that period of time as far as your schedule is concerned.
I used a lot of my vacation time when we moved. I used a little bit more than Susan because I did some of the painting and things like that when we first moved in. She didn't do so much of that. To my recollection, other than putting in for my birthday, and probably the day after, because Susan's birthday would have been on the 21st, I don't remember putting in any vacation days.
And so what schedule would you have been working during that period of time?
5 a.m. till about 2, that would have put me home somewhere around 3.
And how long did it take to get to work?
Half hour, 40 minutes, depending.
And when you say 5 a.m., you mean start time or when you left the
Start
house?
time, clock in time.
How frequently did your schedule change?
Not very often. Once you bid a schedule at Disney, it's pretty much that schedule unless somebody's on vacation and they need to move you.
And what days of the week would you have worked?
I don't know my exact days off. It would have been 5 days. Best of my recollection, I might have had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I could be wrong on the days off.
Would you have been working Saturday and or Sunday?
Absolutely. I worked all weekends.
And during that time when Susan was not off, what hours would she have worked?
7 to 3, 8 to 4, daytime shift. I was always gone before she went to work, so I'm not sure.
So you did not drive in together?
No, not at that time.
So what do you recall you would have been doing on September 11, 2003, prior to getting that call from your sister?
I believe that day was a Thursday. I probably would have been home, just hanging out, doing yard work, taking care of the dogs.
And what would you have been doing the day before Wednesday, the 10th?
I'm not sure that would have been my day off. I could have been doing anything that day.
What's your recollection of when Susan went to Hudson to pick up her mother for the cruise that she had coming up?
To my recollection, and I've been thinking about this a lot, I believe she left on Tuesday to go pick up her mother. She would have come back on Wednesday.
And she would have left for the cruise?
Saturday.
The 11th, where and what were you doing on the 11th when you first heard something about your mother having disappeared?
I believe I may have just finished cleaning up the kitchen from eating dinner when Cheryl called me.
And what did she say?
Best of my recollection, she said, I called mother and she didn't answer, and I went and my key doesn't fit the door. And I said, What do you mean your key doesn't fit the door? Let me get Ricky on the phone. I never called him Richard. He was always Ricky.
And why would you get him on the phone to deal with a key issue?
Oldest.
Gabby, thank you for being a member for 22 freaking months. That's a long time. Jack and Diane. Our local singer, Mr. Mellencamp. Ugh. Dickie, 9 months. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate it. And Weird Debbie. It's because I was thinking about you today. Not in a weird way, promise. Has been a member for 4 months. Thank you so much. And Bry coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Gabby.
Well, you know what? Jack and Diane, they're priceless. So,
Hello, Robin. I'm an hour behind.
you know
in
what?
the
Of
stream.
course.
Well,
Poor Robin.
YouTube wasn't
Rewind 20
really
minutes. You'll really get a laugh.
also good to see you, Robin. Oh, goodness. Also, I heard today that Disney World, right? That's the one in Florida, right? Where they worked. Disneyland's in
Sure.
California. Is that, or I haven't flipped? I don't think I do. Anyway,
I think Disneyland is California, yeah.
okay. Yeah, definitely it wasn't, I promise, in a weird way.
Not in a weird way.
They have a salmon corn dog now.
Ugh,
That's what I said.
that's kind of gross.
World is Florida. Okay, land is Cali. Thank you. I always get them confused. But yeah, salmon on a stick and made in like a corn dog. No,
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I like salmon. I don't want it on a stick at an amusement park though.
Yeah, I'm always very iffy about getting fish that I don't cook myself, only because I clean it a certain way and I don't trust the other places to clean it the way I would, like shrimp.
Are you sure? That sounds fishy to me. I heard it on the radio. Well, I heard it on the radio.
Yeah.
They don't lie. What's up, Frank?
Hey, Frankie.
Good to see you. I like salmon too. I have my daughter-in-law. I have a brown sugar glazed salmon that I make. I have not made it in forever.
Oh my God, I do the same thing.
And it's really good. And Brie has been
It's
bugging me. And I just can't do it. I don't know why.
It's so good. It's so
haven't found
good. Do you make yours with white rice?
We usually do salmon and asparagus
Yep.
and mashed potatoes. So everybody
Oh,
loves mashed potatoes.
Hmm.
That's what we do. Whoever, you are not the person to say that line.
a lot of people don't like fish.
I was making a bad joke. Sorry. Just like that. That just like a witch's broom.
Yeah. I was laughing at that before.
Oh.
The witch's broom.
Yeah. But anyway, also if you potato puree. So we gotta be fancy. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they're like, fried chicken and it's like a tiny chicken nugget and it's like tomato puree. It's like a spot of like tomato, like, ketchup on the side.
If it smells like that, there are doctors for that condition.
Oh man.
Thank you. I deserve that. Oh. And the other food news I heard today is that Reese Puffs
Yeah.
are going to have a dark chocolate version at the New Year.
I
I
mean,
was like, okay, don't eat those either. And
sure,
then
but I mean, there should always be a dark chocolate version of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Little Debbie's snack cakes or something. There was a new one out, and I was like, okay, what is it? And they said it, and it was gross.
Yeah, was it Little Deb?
It was a little dabby.
Little Dabby. Little Dab.
Oh, it was banana pudding.
Was it banana? Really? Banana pudding?
I'm like, banana pudding?
Out of everything? Banana pudding?
Yeah, like who wants a Little Debbie snack cake filled with banana pudding?
At that point, it's just like they're trying to sell to, like, you know, the elderly homes, just like Little Debbie tapioca pudding filled tapioca. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
just
I
what
don't know.
basically they're trying to do.
Because I was like, okay. Because she's like,
You,
have y'all like had the Christmas trees? I'm like, no, because I'd eat the whole entire box.
you don't even need to chew. All you need to do is suck. Just tapioca pudding filled with tapioca pudding.
That Dazzler's gonna have a comment on that.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Or Snipe.
Well,
Or Frank.
most likely.
Or maybe
Probably
Bri.
all of them.
All of the above.
I mean, at this point, who knows? Maybe Weird Debbie will come in.
Is she just laughing?
I mean, you see, she jumped in though.
Oh, and then Sticky. He could, yep, see. Normally I lick it.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Oh, it just it was a hashtag. It did not say it. What a pretty picture, Debbie.
You know what, Bri-Bear? You're welcome. You're welcome. He knows what I'm talking about with the tapioca pudding. Tell your hospital to get better selection. You know what I mean? Damn tapioca pudding.
Where Debbie says, I have thoughts though.
I know you do. I know you.
We would be sad if you didn't.
Mhm.
And Shenny, I know you're out there having thoughts somewhere.
No,
I heard her
Shinny is weird. Shinny's weird with her food combinations. She's like out there eating mayonnaise, Jello, and I don't even know.
Well, I heard her say she tries to behave when she's here, and I was like, why?
Well, most of the time I'm sure she's working, but
That's what she said. Wait, what? I'm working.
yeah, exactly my point. She doesn't hear what we're saying because she's working. But you know, tell them about the Jello and cottage cheese and combo that you be eating. I said that's mental, and you need help because that's not a good combo. But
Sorry, I
that's
had to
just
mute
my
'cause-
opinion.
Marshmallow, sour cream, fruit cocktail, and lemon pudding.
Yeah,
Mixed
disgusting.
together?
Yes, she'd be eating that. That's what I mean.
I could do the marshmallows and fruit cocktail. Well, no, I could not. I could do marshmallows and Jello.
No, I couldn't do any of that. All of that
You never
sounds
had Jello with
disgusting.
marshmallows in there?
I don't like Jello.
Oh, sorry.
And never mind marshmallow, sour cream, fruit cocktail, and lemon pudding. You guys are mental out there. I don't know what the heck's happening, but you need some like flavor doctors out there.
This is pudding. Oh, lemon pudding. Sorry.
Lemon pudding, yeah.
No. Shenny.
You see? Adrian, you see what I'm saying?
It's got to be Del Monte fruit cocktail, but no, not
No, it doesn't
marshmallows and
matter what kind of
pudding.
fruit cup. She's like, it's fine because it's Del Monte fruit cocktail cup. It's fine because it's that name brand. It's like, no. Did you hear what you just said? You said, or is it marshmallow sour cream?
Say no till
Okay,
you spent the $5 for it.
Sour cream fruit cocktail and lemon pudding. They're your taste buds are all out of whack.
Yeah, see, I read marshmallows and lemon, and I put Jello because marshmallows and Jello would be okay. I put tapioca pudding in a specimen cup, then told the student nurse we don't have time to wait for the lab to test it, then ate it, and she fainted.
Friggin',
Right.
that's so That's so metal of you, Bri.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
No, because I'm telling you, other fruit cocktail ain't the same thing.
Well, it's not about it's not about the fruit cocktail, Shinny. It's about the cottage cheese and the marshmallow.
Cheese.
She said that, didn't she?
You said marshmallow, sour cream, fruit cocktail.
No, there was
and
another one.
pudding.
There was another concoction that she eats, like Jello and like cottage cheese and something else as well. It's not just the sour cream. There's something else that she does with cottage cheese. I'm like, ugh.
Mm.
I'm like, if Carmen was here, she'd be gagging all over the place. Anything with cream, she'd be like, ugh.
Yeah. Who else puts pepper on cottage cheese? My husband does. My dad does. I do not. I put nothing on it.
I look at it in the grocery store and I say, nice try. And then I keep going. That's what I do with it.
Fucking trust me.
She thinks it's like a good combo. Like, she stands by this and she says, fucking trust me. I'm like, no, bro, I'm not trusting you. Cottage cheese and green Jello. Get bent. No, absolutely not, Shinny.
60s and 70s thing. I can see that.
It's so gross.
I can see that. It must be a Midwest thing. Maybe.
No, she lives in California.
No, I think he's talking about the pepper on cottage cheese.
I was going to say Midwest. She's.
I thought he was talking about the pepper. Maybe. I don't know. Come on, Gabby. Try it before you knock it.
Ash, shut it down. You know what you're doing, you little bastard.
She knocked it out, Ash. Like, it's done.
Well, she knows, because Ash likes creamed corn. Like, who in their right mind likes creamed corn? Nobody I know.
I haven't had it in a while, but I do like it.
AJ, stop it.
This is why Ash and I get along. We break spaghetti together. We can eat cream corn together.
You guys are just breaking every rule I've ever been taught not to do, and it's just ridiculous.
See, you and Shenny are you're right there together. See, she's not eating cream corn.
No, but you know what? Shinny breaks all the other rules for food. I'm like, that doesn't even comprehend in my brain to go together whatsoever.
Bad D says it depends on who's creaming the corn.
Well, it does, and I'm telling you, it's not who you think it is, Bad D.
Weird Debbie used to eat cream corn.
Well, I mean, her name is Weird Debbie, so, I mean, there's that.
I like cream corn, but I haven't had it for years. I have not either, John.
Well, you know what?
If I'm making cornbread, I'll put cream corn in. So, yeah, you can make, it's, what do they call it? Dang it. But it doesn't matter. It's cornbread. It's got cream corn in there. Corn.
No.
I never had it till I moved here. Scalloped corn is what. But I think some people call it corn pudding. It's really good.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm sorry.
Puddinged corn.
Cream corn and mashed potatoes are the best. It is good.
Ugh.
This is getting corny.
Exactly, Frank. Thank you. Jeez,
all right.
At least someone's on my side.
I will hit play.
All right.
Brother, and I didn't know why Cheryl's key wouldn't have worked.
Would he have had something to do with the locks?
In the past, he had changed the locks sometimes when certain relatives had come. Chris had also changed some locks sometimes when certain relatives had come to visit.
Were you aware of the locks having been changed recently?
No.
So to your knowledge, all three of your keys should have worked?
Absolutely.
So you called the handyman to the phone?
Yes.
And what part of his conversation did you hear after that?
I don't recall hearing any of his conversation. I do remember at some point in that conversation telling Cheryl I would go check the door. And I did. I made Ricky go down the street with me, and I couldn't get in with my key, and he pulled out a key and he got in the door.
And what was the conversation about that?
He said, well, Mom had me change the locks. I didn't think that was abnormal. We had someone in to visit, a family member, a relative, I should say.
And so once you gain entrance, how long is this after you talked to Cheryl?
I didn't think it was that long.
And is she on her way at that point, or is she going to the school, or what was your impression of when she would join you?
I thought she would be there momentarily. I don't think there was that much of a delay when I talked to her in my recollection.
And so when you go in the house with Ricky, what do you see?
First thing when I walked in, I noticed a picture or two missing off a wall. I walked in the kitchen and I noticed paperwork around, and I knew something was very wrong.
Why is that?
My mother doesn't leave paperwork around, and there's no reason for a picture hanging above the organ to have been off the wall.
And what's the conversation between you and Richard?
He starts rifling through the paperwork and carrying on about how he must have taken her. It must have come and taken her. He must have done something.
And how's he making the connection between there's papers out and your father's returned after 20 years to nab your mother?
There's some kind of bank statements laying there, and it shows that my mother took my father's Social Security. And then there's a letter, I don't remember exactly from who, IRS or Social Security, stating something to the effect of, we need to see Richard Sr., or we need to have medical records or something of that nature. I don't know that I really looked at the paperwork that closely that night.
So did you read it, or is Richard reading it to you, or how are you assembling the information that's on those papers, maybe related to how mom left?
I don't remember reading it per se, so I have to make the assumption that he was reading it to me or telling me about it.
And what effect did it have on you to have your brother say, I believe dad is back?
I don't think he called him dad. I think he called him it, and it scared the daylights out of me.
How long are you two there prior to Cheryl getting there?
I didn't think that many minutes.
And when she gets there, what did Richard say to her?
Same thing. I think it's back. I think he's got her. I think he's done something to her. You know, she's been taking his Social Security. There's a letter here that either he needs to show up or medical records, and I don't remember that exact letter.
And what's the effect on your sister?
Cheryl had the same effect. Oh my God. And then she started saying, oh my God, my children, who's going to protect my children?
And did you think that was an exaggerated reaction, given that your father might be back?
Absolutely not.
And there in the moment of things, is Chris there? Chris Sr.?
He was there at some point. Honestly, I don't remember exactly when he showed up, but I know he was there.
Did anybody say, hey, wait a minute, how old did that make dad? Dad wasn't that well back when he left. Did anybody question Richard about this premise that this man has returned after all of these years and mom's gone off with him? Did anybody say, wait a minute, that just sounds like total baloney?
No. We were also afraid that he was back.
Did your sister Cheryl seem to question it in any way?
No.
And so what did you do there in the house?
Cheryl and I walked room to room.
What did you see changed in the house?
Lots of pictures missing. You walked into my mother's room and her clothes were missing and her suitcase were missing, the ones in the room. I don't remember going into other rooms that evening. I may have, I don't remember.
Now, is Richard already theorizing that mom has left in some way voluntarily, or is he theorizing that dad has physically removed her?
No, I don't. He's saying that my father took my mother. My mother never would have gone with him voluntarily.
Did you see any evidence of violence or pushing or shoving or anything else?
No.
How would that connect with the pictures being missing?
My father, I'm not real sure, but to my recollection, my father would have taken things that would have reminded him of me and Cheryl, but not of my brother, and certainly not of my grandfather. So
And those were the things that were missing?
Yes.
Now, did you notice, for example, that your mother's lanyard?
Objection.
Did you or did you not notice that your mother's lanyard was still there?
No, I didn't notice.
You heard your sister Cheryl testify about the significance of that mom would not have gone on her vacation early without it.
Absolutely.
So you agree with that?
Absolutely. My mother wouldn't go very many places without it. She even took it to Disney and put her annual pass in it and her driver's license in it and a credit card if she was bringing a credit card to Disney.
Did Cheryl point that out to you as you were going around the house?
No, she didn't.
You heard your sister testify that, for example, the face cream open out on the counter in the bathroom was totally unlike your mother. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
You heard your sister testify that your mother having left a coffee pot out and dirty and plugged in after she went to work in the morning, totally out of character.
Absolutely out of character. My mother left nothing out of place in her house.
Did Cheryl point those things out to you as you were walking around to discuss?
No, she did not.
You heard your sister testify that your mother's vacation clothes did not appear to be disturbed, but some of her work clothes appeared to be taken. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't. I don't remember going into that bedroom. But I did notice her work clothes were missing because I immediately went in her bedroom. Natural instinct for me.
And so when you say that bedroom, you mean that you don't remember going to the guest bedroom?
Correct.
Was there anything else out of place or missing in the bedroom that you recall noticing and thinking might be important?
Not at that time, I don't.
So how long are you all there before the police get there?
I'm not really sure.
And when the police get there, what occurs?
I don't remember everything that occurs, but I remember trying to interject as Cheryl was making her statement and being told by someone that only one person can make this statement. Cheryl's going to make the statement. I don't know who that person was.
And so the officer that was there took one written statement?
One written statement.
What was your understanding? Well, let me back up. How long was the officer there?
Maybe a half an hour, maybe a little bit longer.
Did he go around taking notes or pictures or photos or anything
No,
like that?
I don't remember that. I remember him coming in and he might have looked around the living room and the kitchen a little bit, maybe the dining room because they were all connected. But I remember them sitting in the living room and taking the statement.
And what was your impression when that officer left of his intention as far as this investigation was concerned?
I got the impression it was a missing persons. With the information that Cheryl had given them, they would do what they needed to do to look for. I don't know the procedures.
The time that you would have left the house, to your recollection?
I would say no later than midnight total.
Did you all leave together?
Fairly close together.
And did you ever hear Cheryl ask anybody about when she was going to get a key to the house?
No, I did not. When Chris Sr. went to leave, I handed Chris Sr. $20 and I said, go ahead and take this $20, something to the effect of take this $20 and get a new lock for your own house so we know that everybody's safe.
Did your brother Richard ever give you a key to your mother's house?
No, I never had a key.
So after you leave your mother's home, what do you do?
To my recollection, I went to my house. I told Susan and her mother that Richard and I were going to the airport, Orlando International, to see if her car was parked in any of the long-term parking lots.
Now, whose idea was this?
Might have been Richard, might have been mine, might have been a collaboration.
Was it your impression that your brother was interested in trying to find your mother?
Yes, it was.
And what did you do at the international airport?
I went to the long-term lots. I drove as much as I could to see if I could notice my mother's car anywhere, hoping beyond all hope she changed her flight to go earlier.
And when was she supposed to go?
She was supposed to go Friday.
And did you find her vehicle?
No, I did not.
Did Richard say or do anything while you were making that search that gave you the impression that this was just for show on his part?
No.
And how long did it take you?
Oh, quite a while. I'm not sure exactly how long.
And approximately when would you have gotten home?
I don't know.
And when would you have called your sister?
I called Cheryl around 7-ish the next morning. I was hoping that her and the kids were trying to get a little bit of rest. I didn't have any good news to give her. So I didn't want to make it any harder on both of us, and I had to. She had young kids she had to worry about too.
Your brother's van, when you were down at your mom's home on the 11th, when the police came over, do you recall whether your brother's van would have been there or not?
I don't recall.
How often was your brother's van at your mother's home?
Quite frequently.
And why would that be?
2 reasons. One, he was doing some electrical work on her porch. He was doing some work in her backyard. And the second reason is in my driveway, there wasn't any room to park his van. He would have to park it on the grass by the edge by the street.
So having his van at your mother's home unusual or usual?
Very usual.
So what is it that you do on the 12th?
Well, I didn't go to work. I believe I called in that day, and first thing in the morning, I drove with Richard up to my mother's work. The only entrance I knew to go into was the one that I had dropped her off at when her tires had gotten slashed earlier that year.
Whose idea was it to go to your mom's job?
Again, I'm not sure if it was mine or Richard or collaborative. I was just looking for anything.
Looking for anything what?
And any clues, any idea? Did anybody at her work know what had happened? Did anybody know that maybe she had other plans? Anything on her desk that said she was doing anything different that I didn't know about?
And what did you do while there at her office?
You know, I don't really think I did anything. I was very upset. I was very distraught. I was kind of in a daze and hadn't had any sleep, so I was pretty much in a daze.
And what do you remember your brother doing?
I vaguely remember him going over to her desk. I'm not sure if he even did open up her desk. I know he looked on the top of it.
And anything that he said to lead you to believe that he was doing this just for show?
Absolutely not.
And what else did you do on the 12th?
I came home after that. I sat in the house. We had some poster board. I asked Susan, can you help me find pictures of my mother?
And what was your plan?
I planned to make a flyer.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked. You need a break? You have?
No, all right.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked state 2. Is this the flyer that you put together?
Yes, it is.
And did Susan assist you?
She helped me find the pictures. Best of my recollection, I wrote that flyer. They may have helped me, they meaning Susan and her mother and my brother may have helped me with some of the words because it was very hard to do.
All right, and so you included photos of your mom. What kind of information did you put on there?
Where she lived, the date, as much as I could remember about her car, again, with Susan's help. Phone numbers, including that, call the sheriff's office if anybody knows anything.
And her name's not on here. You didn't think that you were going to be able to find somebody who was missing without a name on the flyer, did you?
Sure I did. I thought with those photos, absolutely. If somebody saw her somewhere, somebody would call.
You didn't leave her name off intentionally because you killed your mother?
No,
You
absolutely
didn't leave her name
not.
off intentionally because you knew her father was in your backyard?
Absolutely not.
Objection leading.
Judge.
Vanessa Rodriguez.
How many of those did you hand out?
Sure, I couldn't even begin to try to tell you. Thousands, I think.
So Sticky, the curly-haired woman in the black and white checkered shirt was sitting behind the snarky prosecutor is their sister Cheryl. Stacey's actually the youngest of the three of them. I don't think that Cheryl and Stacey aren't very close, whatever. I don't think Cheryl would have had any problems setting Stacey up, throwing Stacey under the bus on any of this. And the brother, I think he has some mental health issues happening. I don't know what his deal is, other than they
Yeah,
just had a
there's-
horrible childhood.
Yeah, there's definitely mental illness there for sure.
Yeah, like their dad was horrible to them.
Yeah.
Stacey told some stories of some of the abuse and just awful for
Yeah,
anybody to have
terrible.
to go through, let alone have your dad do it to you. So there's a lot going on. I get, they're sitting there listening, and whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't like that the Chris Senior in the what is that, seafoam green shirt, whatever,
Yep.
next to a strokey red shirt, looked over at Cheryl when they said something, and he, like, about the lock, just looking and shaking his head no, like that didn't happen, and then he immediately looks over to the jury.
Mm.
I didn't like that.
Well, I felt like for a second you were saying like names of like shakes or something. Seafoam green,
Strokey red shake.
strokey red.
Yeah, I felt that way that they were putting on a show.
Yeah,
So when they're talking about dad coming back, dad didn't come back because dad was unalived.
but also he wasn't Jesus, so
Yeah, so he didn't come back. He was under the garage. They found the dad the same time they found the mom. The dad disappeared 18 years earlier.
mhm.
So yeah, he wasn't, they were afraid of him, but he was not coming back. Did Richard admit to taking out his dad as well, right?
I think that's why he was already incarcerated by this time. And like
Yeah,
he
so
agreed to testify against his sister, basically.
he took out mom and dad and admitted
Right.
both of them. I'm not so sure. Mom didn't have a hand in taking out dad. And oh, you knew that part. Sorry. And then but I don't know that Stacey had a hand in taking out mom. I just don't know. And the whole writing thing where she's like, I didn't write that. Like Susan wrote that. Well, she's not going to throw Susan under the bus
Right.
of that stuff that was found in the van or in the truck. It was weird. Yeah, their dad was definitely a monster.
For sure.
And yeah, that was testifying from the gallery. I didn't like it. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. Like the state should have just told, like, you just have to sit there.
Yep.
You can't react that way. That'd be my rules if I was a judge.
Right.
But also, old snarky little redhead there wouldn't put her hand on her hip and pointed her finger at me if I was a judge. Would have
Yeah,
been
because she wouldn't have a finger to point. If she did that to me, I'd be like, excuse me, I don't know who you think you are, but
yeah, about to find out who I am.
right? Real quick.
Well, I would have to have Carmen as my bailiff, and so she would just be like, you don't talk to my mom that way.
Right.
And she'd be like,
I just pop out of the
"Okay."
corner with like an orange spork. You're about to find out. You're gonna find out today.
I was gonna say, I figured you'd be like, I just pop out of the corner and throw a crock.
No, I'm bringing the orange spork.
Got you, redhead.
Gotcha, bitch.
If I was a judge, everyone would be in jail for contempt. Me too.
You know what? I mean,
Then I
why
would feel
not?
bad. Well, I'd go get them. So I'd be like, dang it.
I wouldn't feel bad at all. Like contempt, contempt, contempt.
All of y'all's. I hope the jury
Person-
was watching the stand and not the gallery too.
Yeah.
That felt dirty to me.
Person in the back trying to play the harmonica. Contempt.
Unless you can sneeze in slow motion without me slowing it down. And you can have jail. And you can have jail.
Right. Everyone's getting jail.
No sporks.
Yeah, no. No. There's gonna be a spork somewhere. It's
Bright
bound to
orange.
happen. Yeah.
It's gonna match that lawyer's suit.
Yeah. It's gonna be like when you have a new calf and you gotta tag it real quick. It's
Yeah.
gonna be kind of like that.
It'll
but
just be over and
orange
done
spork
before you know
style.
it.
Yeah. It's gonna be like a quick hoo-ha and you're good to go.
You'll be like, something hurts, but I don't know what or why.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Just what happened. Just ask Carmen what happens to sporks in the clink.
She knows.
Your youngest loves sporks and was moaning that we didn't have any the other day. You need to
Well, how
well,
old's your youngest? Is
Yeah, I was
she
gonna
old enough to hear the spork story? Because if she isn't,
just be like, this is what you don't ever do at the spork.
yeah.
I think it would be the opposite. Judge AJ would invite snarky comments from the gallery. I might. It depends.
Oh, I would totally. I'd be like, what do you have to say back there? What's going on over here?
Share with the class.
Guilty.
Secrets don't make friends.
Sentencing, sporks.
The spork incident still haunts me to this day. It still haunts Carmen too. I think she sees it in her sleep. He's 14.
I mean, sometimes I dream about the spork while I'm driving, and I'm like, you can't handle the spork.
I can go spork. No.
Yeah. No, you know what? That could be a really great t-shirt idea.
Hide
Hide
and
and go spork. You have hide and go spork on the front, and then the back of it just has like
Just
an
an
orange spork
orange
on it.
spork.
Yeah. Just like a straight orange spork. Great. You know what, Snipe Hunter? Genius. Love it.
You know, I could wear that and my dad would know exactly what it was. He would just look at me probably like, what?
If I wore that out here, they'd be like, there's a psycho with like a random spork on her back.
It's like,
I don't know what's going on in aisle 5, but I want to get down here. Like, no, I swear it's from a YouTube channel.
I'm not as dumb as you. Snipe. No.
No, we weren't calling you dumb. I was calling you a genius. It's the opposite of dumb. You're a genius. That's a great t-shirt idea.
All right. I'm hitting play. We got a long way to go.
All right.
Thousands. We had some in a holder on that flyer. We took some to different shopping centers. My recollection, we hung some in some storefront windows in one of my mother's, frequented areas.
Did you take a leave of absence?
No, I didn't.
Why didn't you take a leave of absence?
I had a new house. I had a mortgage that was a little bit higher than the last house we had. I needed to make sure that, we could pay our bills.
Why didn't you call your sister Cheryl every day and say, what do you know about mom?
I made the assumption when we did the missing persons report that if the police had any information, they would contact all of us at first. Through the times as I was working and the weeks were going on, I would come home from work on a regular basis and Richard would tell myself and Susan, if we were both in the house at the same time, that he had talked to Cheryl, he had talked to the police, he had talked to the IRS, he was calling the FBI, he was having a meeting in a day or two. Sorry.
Was your brother doing anything to give you the impression that he was spearheading, for your household anyway, the investigation?
Yes, he did.
Overruled.
What did he do or say to give you that impression?
On a regular basis, maybe not every day, maybe every other day, I would come home from work. I called the police today. I talked to Cheryl. I talked to the IRS. I have a meeting with this gentleman from Social Security. I really believed he was doing everything he could.
Did your brother have a computer in his bedroom?
Yes, he did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked defense 8A and B. Is that the computer in your brother's bedroom? Did he ever have any writing or anything that you saw or he showed you that led you to believe he was really doing the things that he said he was doing?
He had a calendar in his room, and on different days, he'd write IRS, SS, to me, meaning Social Security, call the police, different.
Is that calendar actually visible in either of those photos?
I think it's this one here in the corner left of this desk.
8A?
I believe so, yes.
Do you recall going to a ball game of Christopher's?
Yes, I do.
And what was your brother saying to you and your sister Cheryl there?
I don't know if I stayed there for the whole conversation, but it started out with, I talked to either the IRS or Social Security, and they're going to try to take a lien or try to take my mother's house. I don't really remember a lot of the conversation. I remember turning to Chris Sr. and asking, where is Christopher? Christopher was my heart.
And you hadn't seen him in quite some time?
Yeah.
So did your brother tell you anything about changing his driver's license?
Yes, he did.
What did you tell?
Told me he was going to change it so he could track what was going on with my mother's bank accounts because he had the same name as my father if he dropped the junior, I'm sorry.
And how would that help?
You know, I really didn't understand. I gathered, and I didn't ask, that because they had the same name and my father's name was on at least one of my mother's bank accounts, to my recollection, that he could go in and say, I am Richard Kananen, or Richard A. Kananen to be exact, I think.
And did he indicate in any way that he was going to utilize that to access funds?
No, he did not.
Was there any talk about what kind of money was in Mom's accounts, given the paperwork that he had shown you on the 11th?
As in dollar figures? No, absolutely not.
Was there any understanding or discussion in the family as to what kind of money your mother had?
No.
About how much money your mother was in control of that had belonged to your grandfather?
No, I don't think any of us ever knew exactly what those dollar figures were or had any inclination.
Did you know where it is that your mother had her bank accounts?
I knew of one at McCoy Federal, and I knew my grandfather and her had a joint account from when my grandfather was alive and getting sick at SunTrust.
Did your brother talk about attempting to assist your mother in keeping things going at the house in her absence?
Yes.
What did he talk about doing?
Talked about trying to pay her bills, pay her electric bill, pay her water bill, any bills that had come in, try to keep her house going as if nothing was wrong. And when she came home, because I was under the impression she would come home.
At some point, did the story change from she was taken forcibly?
Yes, it did.
And how did that develop?
I don't remember exact details, but I remember one day he said, Mom has gone on her own. She's hiding from IRS or Social Security. She'll be back when all this mess is straightened out. She took Father's money. And again, he didn't call him Father. He called him it. I just think that's disrespectful. And she's going to be in trouble with the law because she took this money, and on and on and on.
Now, did he say this in reference to developing information that he was getting as he was doing all these things?
I got the impression that's where it was from.
So did he head away from your father being involved, or did it just become she's staying away because of her own legal problems?
It just became.
Now, so he was telling you that he was keeping the utilities and things going.
Yes.
And indeed, September into October into November into December, the lights stay on at your mom's?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge.
Water stay on at your mom's?
Yes.
And how did you believe that was happening?
I believe my brother was paying the bills. Somebody had to be paying the bills.
What changes was he making at the house as far as what was your mother's belongings in the house?
He had taken all of her collectibles, her antique dishes, her collectible dishes, and he had taken them out of the house. And to my recollection, I rented the storage unit for them to be put in because I don't know if he didn't have the money. I don't remember.
Which storage unit would that have been?
That would be a store-all unit on North Goldenrod Road.
And what was the reason of putting things there?
Because if the house ever did get seized by Social Security or IRS or anybody, any government agency, that my mother would have her collectibles and her belongings.
And was there anything placed in your home?
Yes, there was.
What was placed in your home?
Best of my recollection, some VHS tapes. Strangely enough, I did come home from work one day and there was a refrigerator in the garage, and I should have asked him, what is the refrigerator doing in my garage? I didn't ask him.
All right. And anything else that you knew of being stored at your house?
I'm sure there was lots of items. He had a lot of things in his closet. I don't remember every item that was there.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. The garage sale, did you sell any of your mother's things?
Absolutely not.
I'm going to show you some photos marked. I'll just go one at a time. I'm going to show you what's been marked State 5F. Could you tell me what that one is?
That is my mother's porch outside in her backyard.
No, that was introduced introduced by someone who said they took that on December 22 of 2003. Does that look like the state of things on December 22, 2003?
Yes, very possible.
Anything that is not there that would have been there on September 11th?
No.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked for state 5B. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
That is my, excuse me, that is a picture of my mother's living room with a angle shot into her dining room.
Now, again, accurate as of December 22 when the crime scene people took that?
Yes.
And what would have been there additionally on September 11 of 2003?
In the glass hutch that was in the living room would have been all of her Disney collectibles. And in the glass hutch that's in the dining room, that's the glance shot. That would have been dishes like Royal Dalton. She had an antique plate of John F. Kennedy. She had all sorts of things. Impression glassware, lots of antique glassware I didn't know all the names of.
Any furniture missing?
No, not to my knowledge.
No, those items missing out of the hutches, had you taken those items out of the house?
No, I did not.
You were aware that they'd been taken out of the house?
Yes, I did.
Anything missing that you would not have expected to be missing given what Richard was telling you?
No, absolutely not.
I'm going to show you what's been marked. Well, let me back up a second. How often were you in your mom's house after she disappeared on September 11th?
Not very often. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, but I wouldn't say very often.
What would you go there for?
Generally, when I was heading home from work, I would, if have my cell phone on, and if Richard said, "Hey, stop by the house, stop by Mom's house," I would pull in and stop by.
Were you there, for example, at a time that he was having some work done in the garage?
Yes, I was.
Did you ever go down there to the house independent of Richard and go in for any reason?
No, I did not. I did not have a key.
And did you ever go down there with Richard to discuss which items would be taken out of the house for protection?
No.
I'm going to show you what's been marked state 37G. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do. That's my mother's corner of the dining room, kitchen nook, and part of her kitchen.
Is anything not there that would have been in September 11 of 2003?
Yeah, her cupboards were empty.
And what would have been in those cupboards on September 11?
The ones that I can see that are entirely open, kitchen dishes. Other things she had in her kitchen were like recipe books and I'm assuming some canned goods, but that would have been in a pantry over here.
Were you aware that those cupboards had been emptied?
No, I wasn't.
Was that anything that you had discussed with your brother?
No.
Do you know why it is he took those things out?
No, I don't, other than if they had seized the house when my mother wanted to start over, she would have needed everything. I really don't know why all of that would have been gone.
Were those cupboards standing open on the times that you would have been down there after September 11?
No, they would have been closed.
Would you have had any reason to open those cupboards?
No.
Now that there's stuff out on the counters, do you recognize those things or know how they would have gotten there?
No, I don't. In fact, I'm trying to figure out what they are.
Are those anything that would have been on the counters when your mother lived there?
No, she would not let her counters look like that.
I'm going to show you what's been marked state 5G. Do you recognize that room?
Yes, I do. That would have been my mother's bedroom.
Now, is that how it would have looked on September 11th?
No, absolutely not.
And what is not there that should have been there?
There was stuff on top of her dresser. Her bed would have been made, and I really don't know why there's some kind of, looks like a folding chair on her bed, and I don't know why there's no linens on her bed.
When's the last time that you had been in your mother's bedroom?
In her bedroom, I believe it was September 11th.
And were you aware that the things that are missing in that photo had been taken out of her home?
No, I was not.
Other than the collectibles and the things that might get the VHS and the good china and things like that, anything else that your brother ever discussed with you he was removing from her home?
No, not to my recollection, no.
Did you ever accompany him when you took those things to the storage unit?
Not to the best of my recollection. The only time I went to the storage unit was when I believe that I, again, rented that unit. I may not have. He may have rented it in his name and I may have paid for it.
At what point did you and your brother ever open a business bank account together?
Goodness, I don't remember exactly. It would have been in 2003.
And what was the reason that you would have opened a business account with your brother?
Well, actually, we opened two. We opened Emerald Electric. He wanted a second signer on his account. And I went to someplace in the county and got a business license for Green Acres Lawn Care Service.
And what was the business Emerald Electric intended for?
It was intended for Richard to go out and do electrical jobs. And if I was off when he had jobs, I would have gone with him.
Strike that. Had he been doing work as Emerald Electric prior to you opening that joint bank account under Emerald Electric?
I know he was doing electrical work. I'm not sure.
Did you, in reality, ever do any jobs with him as Emerald Electric?
No, I did not.
Did you believe that he was doing jobs as Emerald Electric?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say or do to make you believe that?
A lot of times when I come home from work, he wasn't there. He had money to spend. He said he was out doing different side jobs, different jobs. Susan and him and I went to Waterford Lakes one time. A movie and dinner, might have just been a movie. And he said, look, I did some of these lights in the shopping center recently.
Was that after your mother disappeared or prior?
I'm not sure.
The Green Acres business, what was that supposed to be and who was supposed to be involved?
It was a landscaping lawn care business. It was supposed to be myself, Richard, and Chris Sr.
And what did you do in order to get that business going?
I went to John Deere. I got a mower. I got a trailer. Went to Home Depot and got some edgers and stuff. And Chris had tried to get us a couple of commercial accounts. I know of one for sure that I believe he had put a bid on.
The checkbooks for either Emerald Electric or Green Acres, where did those, who had control of those?
Richard kept him in his room.
Did you ever write out a check for either Emerald Electric or Green Acres?
No, I did not.
Did you know of any other personal bank account that your brother had?
No, I wasn't aware.
So which of those accounts did you believe your brother was utilizing as his personal day-to-day account, if you knew?
I didn't really know. I guess if I had to make an assumption, it would have been Emerald Electric.
Now, at some point, did you and Richard have any conversation about problems that had arisen with him continuing to pay your mother's utilities?
Yes, I did.
And how is it that what was your understanding of how he had been doing that? What method he'd been using to do that up till that point?
I don't know that I really had an understanding of the method he was using, but I knew that he was getting him paid.
And what did he describe to you as being the problem?
I believe he showed me a letter from McCoy Federal Credit Union that said the accounts were frozen. And I called McCoy and I said, how come these accounts are frozen? I need to pay these bills.
And
I got absolutely no answer from McCoy whatsoever.
And did you call SunTrust?
I may have called SunTrust.
At some point, did you call one of the banks and get directed to law enforcement?
Yes, I did.
And what is it that you were told? Do you know which of the banks it was that you were talking to when that happened?
I'm not sure.
You don't deny that happened?
No, I did.
And what was your intention in making the calls to the bank? Why'd you call them?
Well, the only reason I would have called the bank was to see why we couldn't get my mother's bills paid.
And what were you told by the bank that led you to call law enforcement?
Let me think for a minute. Believe I was told, I don't remember exactly. I know I was put on hold with one of the banks and I was transferred to another lady and something to the effect of missing person. I don't remember the exact words, but you need to call Detective Hussey. And I made the phone call to Detective Hussey.
Now, when you called up, did you have the account number?
I don't believe so, no.
Would you have had your mother's information or date of birth or social security, those kinds of things?
I would have known her date of birth.
So the questions that they would have asked as far as identifying information to look into the account, would you have had that information?
Some of it I probably would have.
And do you remember talking to two women?
I remember one person answering the phone and I was transferred to another department. It might have been two women.
And when you hung up from that call, did you call Detective Hussey?
Absolutely.
And at that point, this is December 2003?
Yes, I believe it was.
At that point, had you ever been notified by law enforcement that they had made, that they were doing anything regarding the investigation of your missing mother?
No.
Had you ever been notified by law enforcement that case had been sent over as a possible homicide?
No.
Had you ever been notified by law enforcement up to that time that they wanted to speak with you about anything?
No, I had not.
And so when you called Detective Hussey, did you speak with him?
I don't believe I did. I believe I left a message at the phone number that he gave me. And I believe when he called back, my brother, Richard, answered the phone. And of course, only being able to hear one side of the phone, when Richard hung up, he said to me, we need to make a point to go to the sheriff's office. I don't remember the exact dates. They seem to have some information about our mother. I'm trying to remember if he said anything else. I don't think he did.
So when the lady from the bank said, the police are involved, did you think, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble?
Yes, I did.
Why that?
It just seemed awful odd because I had talked to McCoy and they didn't say anything. Why would the banks know that the police are involved as a missing person? The only way to track missing people is through bank records. Once they've gone and hidden, that's the only way you can find people, is if they do go and take money out of their accounts or write checks, that would be the way I would expect them to be able to find somebody.
So what did you think that meant then?
I wasn't really sure what it meant. I really wasn't sure at that point.
Did you think that it meant that you had done something wrong?
No, I just thought that something was really wrong with
Okay.
my mother.
You thought that it was an indication, not a good indication.
Not a good indication.
What did Ricky say about the fact that the bank had directed you to law enforcement?
I don't think he said anything because I called Detective Hussey almost momentarily.
Now, up until that point that you made those calls, had you had anything to do with the bill paying or the managing or the going in and into mother's accounts?
No.
And you knew that Ricky had allowed the impression to be left out there that he was his father in order to access those accounts?
Yes.
Sustained.
Did you and Richard have a conversation about how it might help you getting information from the bank rather than him, because they might also be under the impression that you were Marilyn?
No.
Is that anything that he said to you?
I don't recall.
Is that an impression that you may have given to them?
I may have.
Did you do that with any intent to steal your mother's money?
No, absolutely not.
What kind of online banking were you personally doing at that time?
None.
What kind of online banking have you done since that time?
None.
What kind of emailing would you personally have been doing at that time?
None.
And what was your general skill level when it came to computer and internet usage?
I knew how to turn a computer on.
Let me back up for just a second to the garage sale. What kind of contact would you and Cheryl have been having from the time your mom disappeared on September 11 to the garage sale, which was, do you recall when?
Sometime before Thanksgiving in November. I'm not sure of the exact date. I know it would have probably have been a Saturday. Most people do yard sales on a Saturday.
What kind of contact were you having with Cheryl prior to that regarding your mom's disappearance or anything else?
We saw each other on each of our birthdays, and I'm sure I called her. I don't know that I called her daily. I don't know that I called her weekly, but I'm sure I called her. But Richard was calling her constantly, he told me.
So you would have had, did she ever call you up and say, why aren't I getting any information from you?
No.
Or what's happening down at the house?
No.
Or why
No,
is
I
it-
take that back. After the yard sale, she,
Okay. Well, up until the yard sale,
No.
any conversation. So what happens on the day of the yard sale?
we do the yard sale. We go in the house. I get a phone call from Cheryl. She's pretty much yelling at me. Why am I selling my mother's stuff? She has a friend that's telling her that I'm selling mother's stuff. And I'm like, I'm not selling your mother's stuff. I would never sell our mother's stuff. Well, I don't know why you won't tell me the truth. Click.
Did she accuse you in any way of being involved in your mother's disappearance?
No.
And what did you think she was mad about?
Apparently somebody saw something that they assumed was my mother's that we were selling. We all own tons of Disney stuff.
So you saw her on her birthday
I believe I did.
and Kaylee's birthday
Yes, that would have been, yes.
and the basketball game or the baseball game,
Yeah, I'm not sure what date that was.
and then they came over for your birthday?
Yes.
And when would that have been?
My birthday,
Yes.
September 19th.
And did they come over on your birthday?
Yes, I did.
Announced or unannounced?
Unannounced.
Problem, not a problem, surprised, not surprised?
Not surprised, a little bit of a problem. I needed to put Susan's mother's dog up in a room because she had never been around children. I know how she gets hyper and reacts to cats sometimes, and I didn't want any problems with Cheryl's younger kids. I had a black lab that when Cheryl's kids were young, she used to jump on them sometimes.
And how long were the Brackens there in your home that evening?
Maybe an hour.
From where were you all situated during that visit?
My recollection was the kids were sitting in my family room, probably with the TV on. That's what they always did. They walked in, Christopher hit the TV on, they sat down. Sometimes they grab a snack out of my kitchen, and I believe Cheryl and I believe Chris was there. We were sitting at the dining room table. Richard was there.
And from the location that you all were visiting, what would have been the vantage point into the backyard?
Well, the kids could have seen it easily. They would have been right by my sliding glass door practically. Could have walked down a step from my dining room and been in my family room, which is an entire sliding glass door, which overlooks my pool.
Any effort whatsoever to keep the Brackens from seeing into the backyard?
Absolutely not.
In the days after your mother disappeared, did you come to notice any changes in the backyard?
No, I do not.
The white rock that was down over where it is your mother was buried, how long had that white rock been there?
We would have put all the rock in before July 4th, to the best of my recollection. We wanted those wooden planks out. We wanted to have a big family party, bigger than, like all day party for July 4th or right around there. And we would have wanted those planks up because all of us could have gotten splinters in them. They were horrible. There were several areas that we took wooden planks out.
At what point did you get a new vehicle in the fall of 2003?
I don't know the exact date. It would have been towards the end of November.
And how did that come about and why?
Well, I had put my truck in the shop at the, I think it was a GMC truck at the time. I put it in the shop 2 or 3 times the same week for the same problem. They couldn't seem to solve the problem with the truck. It wouldn't start.
And what is it that you did about getting a new vehicle?
I took my truck to Nissan, looked around, found a truck I liked, traded it in, put some money down, and signed some paperwork agreement that said I have a payment every month of $227 and change.
Did your brother Richard assist you with any part of that down payment?
He gave me some money for cash down payment, yes.
And do you remember what the total cash down payment was?
No, I don't.
Do you remember what portion of that would have come from your money versus the money that he gave you?
I'm not sure back then. It might have been a couple of thousand from him. I'm not really sure.
How was that, or was that money that he gave you related in any way to the money that he put on Susan's vehicle that we heard her testify about?
Possibly some of his money could have come from there.
How much involvement did you have in the conversation between Richard and Susan about giving her some money?
I wasn't so much involved with the conversation. When he first went to McCoy to try to pay off Susan's car, of course, his name's not on the loan, so he could not get access to her account to pay it off. Susan and I had a joint loan. We had a joint account at McCoy, so I went down with him and I said, this is who I am. This is my account number. At this time, I don't know the account number.
You don't know the account number because it wasn't your account?
No, it was my account, mine and Susan's account, but we're talking 7 years later. I don't remember the account number at this time. I said my brother would like to pay off her car and you're welcome to give him the payoff balance. And I don't remember what the figure was.
Was it your perception that it was hundreds, thousands, many thousands?
It was a few thousand. I don't know exactly.
And was he telling you, did you hear any of the story about the lottery?
I did hear that. And I also heard that he had been working a lot of electrical jobs.
And was it lottery money or electrical money that he told you went into paying off Susan's car versus giving you money for your car?
I think it was lottery money for her car. I'm not really sure where the money he gave me for my car was. My assumption was his electrical work.
And what was the time differential as far as when it was hers was paid off versus when it was yours was purchased?
May have been in the same month, may have been a few weeks apart.
Do you remember which came first?
Susan's car was paid off first.
Did he give you or Susan any other money?
He may have paid off one mortgage payment when he came into money, maybe.
Did he buy a new car?
Yes, he did. Bought a new truck.
When did his truck purchase happen in relation to giving Susan money to pay hers off and giving you some money to put down on your down payment?
It was somewhere in between us. I don't know.
Did you have any idea what he paid for that vehicle?
I knew it was somewhere in the 20,000 range because I was with him when he was looking at trucks.
Were you with him when he purchased?
I was not.
And did you have any knowledge of the terms of that purchase?
No, I was not.
Did he discuss with you how much he put down?
No.
Did you believe it was paid off or not paid off?
I made the assumption he owed payments on it, just like I owed payments on my truck.
Did you see him spending money in any other new and unusual ways? Were there other things that he paid off or bought or came home with that you thought, I didn't know he had that kind of money?
No.
Were you aware that your brother had bought a taser?
No, I was not.
Had you had any experience with a taser?
No, and actually, I didn't even know what one was until it was after I got out of the hospital and I was sitting with my attorney, Michael Gibson, and he asked me the same question and I said, I don't even know what one is.
So you had never seen a taser?
No.
Did you know that he had bought a freezer under a fake name?
No, I did not.
Had you ever experienced your brother using a fake name before?
No. Other than dropping the junior from his driver's license, no.
What involvement did you have in the remodeling or work done on your mother's garage floor?
To the best of my memory, I was coming home from work one day and my brother called me and said, stop at Mom's house. So I stopped there. The front door was open because obviously he was there. I walked in the front door. He called me out to the garage. A gentleman was there, holding different colored stones. And he said to me, what color would you like? I'm going to redo Mother's garage. And I picked a color.
Did he, what explanation did he give you for why he would be doing that to Mother's floor?
He said something about some steel plates being on the floor. I didn't know what he was talking about, but he said that if we recovered the floor and made it look very nice, that if we had to sell it, if we had to refinance it to protect it for, if we had to do anything like that, having a new floor, having a nice floor, not seeing this junk floor with a steel plate on it, it would be worth more money. We would get more financing for it.
Ever anything about the possibility of him ending up with the house?
I don't believe so.
The time period between September 11 and December 22, how much time were you and Richard spending together?
I guess quite a lot. We lived in the same house.
More time than you had spent together prior to your mom disappearing?
No more time than when he first moved in my house in the spring.
And is your work schedule still the same?
Yes.
And what kind of overlap would you and Susan's schedule have had? Would that have continued to be consistent as well?
Yes.
Did you all make any attempt to have the same days off?
We used to try to bid the same days off. The way it worked at Disney is you bid your schedule by your seniority. And you got whatever lines were available when it came to your choice, and you picked then. And we always talked about having weekdays off so we could try to at least match one day, if not two, every time we bid.
And so were you consistently, or at least regularly, having the same days off as Susan?
As much as possible. At least one of the days would overlap, if not both.
At the point that that Richard says the police want to talk to us, how many days ahead of December 22 is that?
Maybe one, maybe two. He might have mentioned something when we got off the phone with Hussey, but I don't remember the exact dates that I talked to Hussey.
And do you remember going down to the sheriff's office on December 22?
Yes, I do.
And when you get there, what does the building look like?
Stone, it had a glass door. We walked in the lobby. It seems to me in my recollection, there was like some kind of a glass window, and we spoke to someone saying we were here to see Detective Hussey, and they said, have a seat, he'll be down in a few minutes, and he came down in an elevator.
And where is it that you were taken?
Up in the elevator. I don't know what floor.
And did it occur to you that they had just separated you and your brother?
I don't know by what occurred to me. I do know that we did get separated.
Did it make you concerned in any way?
No?
What was your, and is this the first time you'd met any of these law enforcement folks?
Yes.
Did any of them introduce themselves as being a part of any particular division?
I don't believe so. They may have.
Did you have any idea initially that you were talking with detectives from the homicide division?
No, I did not.
And so what was your kind of impression of that interview and what occurred?
I started out, do you know where your mother is? Do you know what happened? I started out really thinking we were looking for a missing person. As the interview progressed, they got very aggressive, I felt. I started trying to think, what are they trying to get at? What are they trying to say to me? What are they talking about with this bank account? What are they talking about all this money? Why are they saying to me $100,000? I didn't have a clue what they were talking about. Then they went on to say that, they're pretty sure my brother killed my mother. Then at one point, somebody comes in and says, well, we have keys. We know where your mother's car is. Are we going to find bodies here? Are we going to get... I was just totally, I don't know if freaked out is the right word. I don't know if in shock and awe. I'm not really sure where my emotions were at that point.
When they talked about $100,000 being missing, did they also question you about some money that you knew your brother had given you?
Yeah, they probably did. Sure they did.
What was it your impression they were accusing you of having some part in this $100,000 being missing?
I wasn't sure where they were going with that at that moment.
Did you believe that it was possible that your brother had stolen $100,000 from your mother?
I didn't believe it was possible in one way, and in one way I thought, oh my God, what the heck has he done?
And they're presenting you with their evidence that he had taken this money, or were these things that you had known?
No.
Did you believe them?
I wasn't sure what to believe. Maybe I knew what to believe. I wasn't sure what I wanted to believe is a better answer.
The talk about finding your mother buried, was that the first time anybody had spoken words out loud about the possibility of your mother being dead?
Yes.
How about the concept of one of your family members having killed your mother?
Yes.
So what's going through your mind as they're telling you that you've been used and manipulated and set up and made to look like you've been involved in the stealing of $100,000?
Objection, leading.
It's not me.
How did that feel?
I felt horrible. I felt horrible that people could think that way about me. I felt horrible that the possibility was there that my brother had done something. I also.
Her brother is in prison for doing it. Tuttletown. He confessed. She testified at a suppression hearing for him. And after that, after she testified against her brother, they filed charges against her. This crime happened in 2003. This trial happened in 2010. So I don't know yet. Like, I don't know. There's only Snipe and I, at least I know Snipe and I are stuck on one part. They haven't got to it yet, but it's because her and her brother tried to self-delete, and they're saying it's because of that. I don't know. And I will be very curious to hear her testimony on that incident, because that's really all they have is that you really can't get around. Everything else has Richard, her brother's, hands all over it. And then Cheryl, her sister, being the only one given the statement to the police is odd. And her sister's mad at her. So I don't know. They didn't like her because she was the youngest child. I think they felt like she got treated different. Yeah, her dad, raped her with a gun in her mouth. Oops, firearm in her mouth, but no big deal. Daddy liked you best. Gross.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Say it.
Vanessa Rodriguez.
I think they both did. I think Cheryl did too. I think her hand is in this. Yeah, I can't get around that, Haley. Yeah, and he said she planned and did it with him. He also seems a little it was a sign of love. He just, he seems a little, maybe he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for a little while. I don't know. Yeah, he did do it to all three kids. That's true. I don't think he was, but the dad was doing all three of them. And then who knows what he was doing to the mom. So he, unalived dad, like in 1988, but they didn't find dad till they found mom in 2003. So yeah, and he only got 30 years. And he is still in prison. I looked. He's still in prison as of October of 25. I almost said October of last year. Good grief. I want to rush this year any faster than it's already going. Okay. I needed to take a break anyway, so I don't get in trouble. So the second floor plate was for mom and the first one for dad. I don't know. I just know there was one over mom. They haven't talked about dad because the jury hasn't heard that dad was unalived and that they were implicated in it. That would have made Stacey really young to be doing that. But Richard, he did. He said he did it. Yeah, they had a terrible, terrible childhood.
Felt horrible that they were trying to drag Susan into this at some point.
What did you think that they were saying to you about what involvement they thought Susan might have?
I don't remember. I just remember them asking me questions about Susan and what did Susan know? What about Susan? I don't remember exact specifics at that point. That was pretty late in the interview.
What were you thinking when they told you that your mother was not going to come home?
I was starting to get upset, more upset than I was. I was really hoping they were telling me just a story. I really didn't believe that anybody would have done anything to my mother.
They were giving you various facts about the money being stolen. Did you believe toward the end of that interview that your brother had probably taken some of your mom's money?
Yes.
Did you believe that he had taken $100,000?
I really didn't have a clue how much he would have done.
When they told you that $100,000 would be the motive for your brother to kill your mother, did you believe that?
No. I never knew him to be money motivated, so to speak.
So what state are you in when they put you in a room with this brother they've just told you killed your mom?
Nervous, maybe a little scared, very upset. Not really wanting to talk to anybody because I'm not someone that talks when I'm upset.
When they asked you if you were scared of your brother there toward the end, you told them you weren't.
I would not have admitted even if I was. That was my brother. In my heart, I loved my brother. I loved my sister. There might have been a little bit of fear that he had done what they had said. I didn't.
Well, why weren't you putting two and two together faster? Why didn't you tell them, oh my God, I don't want to go in a room with my brother?
I didn't think I had an option of where they were asking me to wait, number one. And I really, in my heart of hearts, didn't want to believe that he had done anything.
So when you get into that room with your brother, why aren't your first words, what the hell have you done?
Because I don't do that. I don't confront people. I never have.
So what was your plan on dealing with being shut in a room with your brother?
I really didn't want to talk much. I just wanted to sit there and not say anything until they said I could go.
And what is your recollection of what your brother told you while you were sitting there together, and what effect did it have on you?
I don't remember what he was saying, everything he was saying, but I was getting more and more like I didn't want to be in that room with him. And he kept making references to SunTrust and he kept making references to, like he made one reference to, I think it was after I went to the bathroom. This is the time where we're supposed to tell a story and tell him what happened. I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know what story he wanted me to tell. I had talked to them for hours.
When you made the comment to him, I should have told them about calling SunTrust, what did you mean?
I guess at some point I realized that, I did possibly call more than one bank and I knew he had taken money. They had shown me where he had taken money. So I knew that at that point, maybe I should have said something about the phone calls.
Were you worried about what had taken place, making it look like you knew more about his having taken money?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was scared to death. They went from taking money to telling me he had killed my mother. I was scared to death.
So at some point during the interview, was what Richard was saying to you make you believe more or less that he had been involved in taking your mom's money?
It was making me believe he was more involved. It was making me believe more that he was involved.
And why didn't you say at some point to him, I'm not going to play along with this conversation anymore. What on earth have you done?
I didn't want to confront him. I don't confront people when I'm upset. I just wanted him to think that I played stupid on everything they asked me. I didn't want them to know that I answered questions.
And why didn't you want him to know that you had given them information?
Because by that point in the interview, I was getting worried about him.
What do you mean?
His demeanor was changing. He was trying to control me more. You know, he was waving his hands towards me to come hold his hands. You know, I was just starting to feel uncomfortable.
You remember him talking about going to jail?
I do.
And what did you think that he meant by that?
I assumed we were both going to jail. They had convinced me pretty much in that room that if they found him guilty of everything, he had tied me into everything or anything or money things or anything.
And when he talked about the death penalty, did you take that as an admission, not as admission, him exaggerating? Was it still just money, or what did you think he was
I wasn't
talking
sure what he was talking about there. A little bit of an exaggeration, maybe. I still was trying to believe that he didn't do anything to my mother.
Was there anything that he said to you during that conversation that convinced you that he had hurt your mother?
No, I had wondered when he had said, remember the story, and I pretty much tuned him out at that point. I didn't want to hear any stories.
Did you have an impression that he was serious about potentially hurting himself?
Yes,
And did you believe that was a possibility?
yes,
That rather than go to jail over stealing $100,000, he might do something to himself?
yes.
Did you do or say anything to try to calm him down from that point?
I don't recall.
You make a comment, something about the big storage. What was that about? What did you think the big storage was?
Gee, I'm trying to think. To me, best of my recollection would have been the storage unit where he had my mother's stuff. He should have had the keys to that. He should have given them to him. And then there was the storage on Hoffner where they found the truck that we had just rented. I don't remember if it was him and I or just him. I don't know why he wouldn't have told him about that one, because that was just strictly to be used for our businesses.
So at the time, on December 22, 2003, what storage units did you know about?
Prior to this interview,
Correct.
I knew about the one on Storall, which was North Goldenrod. I knew he had one in Goldenrod self-storage where he had all his electrical equipment. And I knew of one on Hoffner that he and I were going to move all of our businesses into one unit.
And the one on Goldenrod, what was that one called?
North or south?
The one that there was some reference to in your interview with law enforcement.
That would have been Storall.
Once you leave the sheriff's office, where do the two of you go?
We headed towards home. We drove past my mother's house. We stopped at our house briefly. When we drove past my mother's house, I saw crime scene trucks there.
What did that mean to you?
it started making me realize that what he had said, what the detectives had said to me, quite possibly could have been true. Gave me a great fear for my brother,
A fear
or of my brother.
of your brother. At that point, had he said anything to confirm or deny your worst fear?
No.
And what was your impression of what it is you're going to be doing at your house?
He said we needed to stop there and we needed to run some errands.
And did you ask him details?
No.
Did you do anything to get away from him?
No, I did not. In my experience and in my childhood, you just didn't get away from somebody. Because if you got caught, it made it worse.
So what did you think was going to happen?
I wasn't really sure at that point.
What'd you do at the house?
Best of my recollection, I put some stuff on my kitchen counter, asked Susan to give her, and left the note for Susan to return some stuff. He went in his bedroom. I don't remember if we walked out of the house together or separately to get in my truck. I'm not sure.
Did he have things with him?
Yes, he did.
And what things do you recall?
Best of my recollection, some kind of notebooks or folders.
And where do you go from there?
Don't remember the exact streets. We went to a gas station because I was almost out of gas in my truck. I need to put gas in my truck.
And where do you go from there?
Went to Walmart.
And what do you discuss about what he's getting at Walmart?
I don't know if we really had a discussion. I had a severe headache at that point, but I don't really remember if we had.
Had there been any discussion about suicide up to that point?
I don't think so. I think it was after he came out of Walmart.
And did you go with him into the Walmart?
Not to the best of my recollection, I didn't.
When do you recall there being the first conversation either about your mother or about there being an actual suicide attempt?
Sometime when we were driving around in the truck, to the best of my recollection, it would have been after Walmart. I mean, it may have been earlier in the day, but I don't recall that.
And what do you recall him saying?
I recall him telling me that when they get to my house, they're going to find a body in my backyard, and it's going to be my mother's. And I don't know that I remember much of the rest of the conversation.
Did he say anything about his involvement in why your mom would be in the backyard?
I don't think he had to when he told me that they were going to find a body back there. I knew.
Did he say anything about suicide?
Yes.
And did he say anything about why you should commit suicide?
He told me that because Susan and I own that house, and because that body was going to be found in my backyard, if I didn't kill myself or do something to myself, that they surely would come after Susan also.
Did you believe that that was true?
Yes.
Why?
Seems awful logical. If they find a body in somebody's backyard, they're going to go after everybody that owns that house.
At what point did your brother convince you that this was something that you needed to do for Susan?
Objection, leading.
I guess about the time we
He
got
has
this.
only sustained like one of her objections. And last time she went, objection, leading. He goes, no, it's not. Overruled. I was like, in my mind, I ran up and I gave Judge Chin, whatever you call him, a high five. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Crazy that she asked why. My answer would have been, have you seen my crazy family? Oh, you've seen my crazy family, right? Like, sorry. Back. back it up just a couple seconds. Sorry. I can't help it. It's a pause face give you emotional damage. Fell down.
Go after everybody that owns that house.
At what point did your brother convince you that this was something that you needed to do for Susan?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Guess about the time we got to the storage unit, the conversation was done. I don't really recall exactly.
Do you recall how long it is that your brother talked to you about why it is you need to commit suicide together before you got to the storage unit?
Maybe 15 minutes or so.
So what do you do once you get to the storage unit?
Knowing that I can't swallow pills, and I made that clear when I was in one of my taped conversations, never have swallowed pills. I took some liquid. Looking at the pictures, it's NyQuil. At the time, I thought it was Tylenol. And those are the only 2 liquid medications I've ever taken in my life. I took a lot of it. That would have been after I went to the bathroom in the storage unit. And when I came out of the bathroom, the truck was rigged up, and I remember very little after that.
The letter that you wrote, who was that to?
Susan?
Gabby, I was trying to put your comment up and I keep putting Frank's up. There it
Is
is.
that a note you wrote to Susan?
Yes, it was.
What was your intent in writing that letter to Susan?
My intent, I had a lot of intents there. My intent was to tell Susan. Take a break.
You want a break? Jessica, we have a break?
All right, how long do you need?
Just a couple minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. Thanks, everyone. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. If you want to step back into the video.
So Stacey, the letter you wrote to Susan, were you feeling badly?
Yes.
Why were you feeling badly about Susan?
I felt that I let my brother live in our house, and he had dragged Susan and I into something that inexplicably is something that Susan and I never would have dreamed of. I knew that the closeness that we had with my sister's kids and the closeness we were trying to have with my sister and her husband, I knew that was gone. I knew at that point my mother was gone.
And you knew that meant that Susan's mother-in-law was gone?
Yes.
Did you think that that would have been possible? Would have been possible for Richard to kill your mother without you having put him right there in the neighborhood?
Probably not.
Did you help your brother kill your mother?
No,
Did you want your mother dead?
absolutely not.
Did you want your mother's money?
No, I did not. I think I said in one of my interviews when they said something, and I said my mother's worth $1 million to me, and they said $1 million cash or something like that, and I said no, I'm not talking money.
Did you write any other notes?
On that day, no. Not to the best of my recollection.
Did you, what did you think that people would think when you and your brother committed suicide together?
I wasn't thinking about what they were thinking. I was trying to give Susan a chance to start over. I was trying to distance Susan from this entire mess.
Did you think that people might think that you were, had taken a part in this? If you weren't around to explain yourself?
Maybe.
Did that matter to you?
Not at that point. I had taken my part. I put my brother in my house. I put my brother 11 houses down from my mother's house.
Do you know when he did this?
No.
Nope, but I will right now. Gabby, why don't you love Val enough to join Baker's fundraiser? It's not answering me. You scared. See? You scared her. There's your answer. Also, am I using StreamYard that day, Baker? I don't have your fancy dancy Streamlabs stuff. Validate confirmed. Why are you up?
What? Wait, what fundraiser?
No, you just hit the link. Okay, dokie.
No, but what fundraiser?
Baker is doing a fundraiser on a 12-hour fundraiser on Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yes. For Turtle Boy, Kelsey Fitzsimmons, and
nice.
Val.
Nice.
So I'm going to I asked him if I could bring my tiny human on with me, and he thought I was talking about you.
Well, I mean, Baker, I mean, if you want, I cannot not swear. So if you can handle that, I mean, I'll jump in AJ's lap. I mean, you know.
Okay. Can you say please first?
You know.
We have to see if he floats and is fire resistant like Gabby first.
Oh, there's Lesko.
Yeah. I said hi to him. I don't know if he saw it.
Probably not.
He doesn't read the chat.
He was talking about something fire, weird sandwiches in my crotch. Is what he's talking always about.
Oh, bad dads. Maybe it's because you're always mean to Gabby, Baker.
Yeah, Baker.
We'll send you a link. All right. I will.
Wait. So is that a deal that I'm going to feed AJ swears to say via text message to go onto your stream? Is that deal there?
No, I'll have the tiny human with me.
Oh.
I would prefer to not go on. So.
She won't know what you're saying.
No, but the internet will, and then I will get called out.
Yeah, but it will make you seem like you're from Massachusetts if I feed them to you. You know what I mean? It'll make it more authentic, AJ.
It might, but it also will like not go over well with others that aren't from Massachusetts.
Well, F them. That's the whole part of being from Massachusetts. You get to tell other people from Massachusetts to go F themselves.
Yeah, it's those that order frappes, that crowd won't like me anymore.
We don't call them frappes. See, that's the kind of stuff that's going to get you in trouble, AJ.
I wouldn't say that in Massachusetts.
Yeah, don't go on Baker's fundraiser for Turtle Boy and call it a frappe. Everyone's going to make fun of you.
I would never do that.
This is why I need to be sending you text messages, because you're going to get in trouble.
Just saying, like, I enjoy my life and I don't want my daughter-in-law to beat me up.
No. And you know what? Baker is very nice to me. He just calls me the devil because he loves me. Right, Baker? You know.
Yeah. I told them.
Did you hear my husband in the back?
No. What do you say?
He just got home. He's in the kitchen. I said, right, Baker? Huh. And then Caleb's like, huh, in the kitchen. But he's listening to something completely different.
The one time I don't hear him.
Well, hold on a few seconds. You might.
You need to put your phone and join Saturday. Don't make AJ the bad guy. That's right.
Wait, who made AJ the bad guy? No one's making AJ the bad guy.
He's
Nobody.
So, are you sending Gabby a link too?
No. No.
You don't have to. You'd be just like you are right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Baker. I mean, he's big time. You know, I'm just a little fish in the big pond over there.
Yeah,
You know,
swimming with the other minnow.
Yeah, Sweden's a big place, AJ. You know, I don't know if I can be in the big Swedish pond over there.
I'll send her the link, but she just said you were from Sweden, so.
Well, I mean, you know.
I can't help her.
He calls me the devil. I say he's from Sweden. We're even.
What's up, A21? Not saying Gabby swears a lot, but she's known for making the entire 7th Fleet plush.
I mean, I do what I can. You know what I mean?
I don't have I don't have Gabby's addresses. It's still hell.
Yes, it's hell 205 hell is my address.
Sure it's not 666.
No. That's the devil, like the legit devil's
That's like
address.
The dude.
Yeah. The main
dude.
guy, you know, Satan.
Baker calls you the devil because it's really hard to tell the difference. Bri?
Well, I mean, he's not lying. I mean, it's okay, Bri. Not everyone lives in Connecticut. We know how much your panties are in a twist. Jesus, hell, friggin' fire.
There is a hell.
The worst.
There is a hell, Michigan. So you are correct, Bad Dowser. I would not want to live there. Where do you live? Hell.
Yes, Haley did her Massachusetts accent in Discord the other day, and she legit sounded like Peter Griffin's wife.
Oh yeah, you
Lois.
were talking about that. Yeah,
that was
because you said Flashman can laugh like Peter Griffin.
Oh,
Griffin, whatever his last name is.
Haley did. I told Haley, I was like, say Pocket Con Harvard Yard. She said that same sentence. And it sounded just like Lois. And then Flash Fan laughed like Peter Griffin. I was like, perfect. Just call me Lois. Yeah.
It's okay. You have 250% more accidents and are too uptight. Who is taking it up the rear? We get it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Calm down. Calm down. Let's go. We all know you just did an 8-ball and got a thumb up your butt. You're going 800 miles an hour over there. Simmer down, drink a strawberry quick. You'll be good.
Strawberry quick. That's very specific.
Well,
okay.
Just saying.
All right. Well, I don't know what time. So like I said, Baker's stream is going for 12 hours. I will have
what time does it start?
6 a.m. Or is that when you wanted to do it?
6 a.m.? What are you, mental? Who are you, Carmen?
You asked the question.
Exactly, Snipe. If you shake that 8-ball at 6 a.m. and call me, you're not going to like the answer.
Oh, I know the answer.
Yeah. Jeez.
They will never find you. That's the New Jersey, New York way. But please don't get defensive, Gab.
Listen, I don't know what you have against Boston, but New York can get bent. That's all I got to say.
He probably doesn't have anything against Boston. He just likes messing with you.
He does. He does. I mean, he said on numerous occasions that he wants to get rid of Boston. I said, absolutely not.
So you're saying Flash Fan is the hubby John?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Me either.
But anyway, I don't know exactly what time I'll be going on because I have to make sure the Tiny Human's going to be good. And then I can turn Miss Rachel on for her while I'm on. And she can watch that and not be grabbing everything around her. So it'll be like, hey, here's a post I'm going on.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll pop in chat.
All right, I'll send you the link in case you get brave. Don't have you heard of Carmel, Indiana? Because it has a stupid amount of roundabouts. I mean, like you get dizzy. There's so many. I started getting motion sickness going when we were up there driving around one day. Like, don't bring me back here ever.
There's no roundabouts in Boston.
Well, Bryce says they're effing roundabouts. So
Yeah, they're effing turn around because now your GPS is rerouting because Boston is always under goddamn construction. That's not a roundabout. That's a turn around because you're about to get lost.
yes, Gabby will be on from 6 to 6:15.
Absolutely not. Negative. False. Never gonna happen.
Carmel, not carnal. The crazy lady that did the 9-hour stream from the Law and Crime thing. I don't know who that is.
No, absolutely not, Bad D. It's not that lady.
Yeah.
That's no.
I don't mind a few of them, but man, Carmel, I think there's like 168 or something in this small little, it's not like it's a giant area. It's ridiculous. Her and Brandon will start the day discussing why Boston is a bigger hole in the ground than New York.
Wait, who? You and your son?
No,
or you and Lesko?
No. You and Lesko. Why would I talk about
Lesko isn't from
and
Boston.
New York?
Lesko has nothing to do with Boston. He's not from Boston. Why is he joining me in this? He has nothing to do with Boston. He hates Boston.
And apparently he hates New York, so
he hates everything.
Well, there are 10 layers of roads that serve no purpose except for a much-needed emotional release valve for people stuck there.
Yeah, well, that's why, I mean, if you're local, they tell you, don't drive in Boston. Take public transportation. No one listens.
All right. I'm still sending you the link. You do whatever you want. Then I will have done my part. That. Oh, yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
I mean, I don't think so. You saw Baker's face on Carmen's unboxing. That's because Baker's just going to leave his entire stream for 12 hours.
That's because Carmen said he was from Sweden.
No, she started talking about furries and BDSM.
Well, there's that. Of things that you will not talk about is that.
Well, that's true. I won't.
So see, you're fine. You'll be fine. Oh my gosh, why is this going so slow? We still have
It is? How long? How much longer?
25 minutes.
What? Girl, plus play.
I mean, we can put it on Thursdays. That one's only an hour and a half.
Put what on Thursdays?
We put the other half an hour of this one on Thursday stream.
Oh. What won't Gabby talk about? What do you mean?
BDSM and furries.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll talk about it, but Baker won't like it.
One request. Can we do this on X Spaces, please? All right, let's go. I'm hitting play.
Yeah, hit play.
What had he told you about how he did it?
I never knew the details.
Did you ask him?
No, I didn't.
You didn't ask him how did that happen?
No.
Did you ask him why?
No.
Did he tell you why?
Not to the best of my recollection.
What's the next thing that you recall?
I recall officers coming into the storage unit. Actually, I don't even recall how they got into the storage unit. I recall them saying, open the door, open the door. I got the car door open. The next thing I recall, I'm sorry, the truck door. The next thing I recall was being on the ground outside with oxygen on me and one officer or detective, I'm not sure, keeping a camera away from me.
Keeping a camera away from you? What kind of camera?
I'm not sure. I just remember him telling somebody, put the camera away, put the camera away.
And then what happened?
I went in an ambulance.
And where did you go?
Florida hospital.
And how long were you there?
I think overnight, 24-hour hold or something like that. I'm not sure.
And where did you go from there?
I think it was called South Seminole something. I don't remember.
And how long were you there?
A couple of days.
When was the first time you were able to contact Susan or anyone from the outside world?
I very briefly called Susan within the first 24 hours. It had to be the next day. They wouldn't have let me do it that night. Told her I was okay, told her I was alive, and told her they were moving me to South Seminole.
And do you remember what date you went home on?
No, I don't remember the exact date.
And did you get arrested at the hospital?
No, I did not.
Did you get arrested after you went home?
No, I did not.
Did anybody contact you to talk to you after you went home?
Not until the day Detective Hussey walked in my house when we were moving, to the best of my recollection.
And how long would that have been after?
We had already decided to move mid to the end of January, maybe.
And at that point, had you been made a witness yet for the state of Florida against your brother?
No, I hadn't.
Did you have any more contact with your brother Richard after December 22, 2003?
No,
Ever?
no. I didn't want to talk to him.
When do you recall finding out that you were listed as a witness for the state of Florida?
I went for a deposition against my brother in April or May of 2004. I brought my attorney with me. I still was not sure where I was at in this mess.
And did you give that deposition?
Yes, I did.
To your brother's lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Now, during that deposition, I'm going to show you a page out of Exhibit 18 for the state. I'm going to show you what's been date stamped 607. Were you shown any part of that check?
I wish shown the signature part.
Had you ever been shown that check prior?
No,
When you were talking with law enforcement at any other time, had they ever shown you that check and asked for an explanation?
no, I don't remember seeing any checks in that interview.
And at the deposition, were you shown the front of the check or the back of the check?
The back of the check.
And you were asked to look at that signature?
Yes, I was.
Now it says Stacey Kananen.
Yes.
Did you think that that was your signature?
At the time, no.
And why not?
Because 99.99% of the time when I sign my name, I put my middle initial in it.
And that signature does not have a middle initial.
No, it does not.
Other than that, does it look like your signature?
Close.
When do you recall having been shown the front of that check?
Honestly, I don't remember the date, but I was in your office.
And is that the numbers? Oh, hold on a sec. It looks like RSSS, but that's really.
That's a K.
Okay. Yes, you're exactly right. That's really K555.
Correct.
Is that the beginning of your driver's license number?
Probably.
And that Visa number up there, is that the beginning of your Visa card, or at least the one you had at that time?
It probably could have been very, very easily.
All right. Now, this is a check written for $2,500 off of, well, it's not large, but it's off of an account belonging in the name of Marilyn Kananen. You can see that in the upper left-hand side. At the top, it says Christmas account. Do you recall, you acknowledge that you cashed that check?
Apparently I did so, yes.
And would that money have been, what do you remember about cashing this Christmas account, a check on your mother's account?
I don't remember a lot of it, but being that it was in November, I may have used some of that money as part of my down payment for my truck.
And you said before that your brother gave you some of the money that went to down payment on your truck.
Yes.
How does that fit with this $2,500?
It would have been separate from this $2,500.
And where is it that you would have thought this $2,500 came from?
You know, my mother wasn't abnormal for giving her kids money. I thought it was kind of odd. There was one in the house, but again, I still thought she was missing and she was sending out Christmas presents. When I saw the check, it quite possibly could have been.
All right, so when you saw the check, was the Christmas account, you thought that it had been set up prior to her disappearing?
Or that she was sending all of us something for Christmas. I was really hoping that she was somewhere figuring out how to come home.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Was this before you found out the accounts were frozen?
Yes.
Did you talk with your brother about whether or not you were getting mysterious Christmas account checks from your mother?
I don't recall if we had a conversation now.
Did you call your sister and say, I think have you gotten anything from mom or anything like that?
No, not at that time.
Did you ask when was the first time, well, I think that you would have not seen the front of that check for 4 years or so after the fact?
At least.
During the time that you were listed as witness for the state of Florida, did you testify at a hearing?
Yes, I did.
And what kinds of things did you testify about at that hearing?
I don't remember the whole hearing. I vaguely remember I testified about when I was in the hospital at the December 22nd. I don't remember a lot of the details of that hearing.
Did you talk at all about the actual suicide attempt?
I don't recall.
Did you talk about the notes that were written at the suicide attempt?
I don't recall talking about that at that hearing. I recall talking about what medication I have taken and had taken, and at that time I believed I had taken Tylenol. For some reason, it was based around that more than anything, I think.
And who were you called to testify by? Who called you to the stand and asked you questions?
State's Attorney's Office.
And who for the state attorney's office?
Ms. Wilkerson.
And you were placed under oath as you were today?
Yes, I was.
Sworn to tell the truth?
Yes, I was.
When you gave that deposition to your brother's attorney, were you placed under oath then too?
I believe so.
And did you talk with Ms. Wilkinson again prior to your brother's trial?
Yes, I did, probably a week prior to his trial.
And were you accused of having lied at the suppression hearing?
I didn't get the impression that's what she was asking me. She asked me if what I said at the suppression hearing was going to be what I said on the stand.
Did she question you about the testimony that you'd given at the deposition?
I don't recall. I don't think she did though, but I don't recall.
So you talk about the upcoming trial and you testifying there,
Yes, we did.
and talk about you getting a victim liaison.
She asked me if I had a victim's advocate. I said I didn't even know what one was.
Did you talk about some of the special privileges you might get in court as a victim, being able to sit in during a trial and those kinds of things?
Objection, relevance, hearsay.
I'm going to sustain the objection on relevance.
Did you talk about, or did you know that your brother was getting a plea offer been cut?
To my recollection, and I may not have this exactly correct, that was a long time ago. It seems to me I remember Robin and I talking, and she said, when he first got arrested, I offered him 20 years. He didn't accept. And now I've got 30 years, and now I'm offering him 30 years. How do you feel? And my answer was, I wish for my family that he would take a plea, and I wish that he would get the help that he needed.
Let's talk a little bit about the story that Richard told. Were you with Richard the night of Wednesday, September 10, 2003?
No, I wasn't.
Did you go to dinner and a movie with Richard and Marilyn?
No, I did not.
Would it have been a typical thing for you and your brother and your mother to go to a movie together?
No, it would not have been.
How often would that have happened?
I don't think the three of us ever went to a movie, just the three of us.
And how about seeing Charlie's Angels? How likely would that have been?
I would have seen the movie, but my mother, no.
How about going to dinner and a movie on a work night?
Highly unlikely.
And why is that?
My mother liked to get ready for work at night. She'd take her shower. She'd relax. She'd be in bed by 9 o'clock.
How about likely given that she was going to be going out of town in 2 days?
Unless she was totally packed and her house was totally in order and everything was ready to go for this trip, no. She might have done a dinner, but never both.
Ever carry a taser around to dinner and a movie in the back of your pants?
Absolutely not.
Your brother says that after you went to dinner and a movie with your mother, you went back to her house and went in to chit chat. How likely is that?
Not likely on a work night.
Your brother says that after you went into chit chat, he goes into the other room and starts reading the paper. How likely is that?
The state would object, it's improper questioning to ask a witness to comment on another witness's testimony.
Credibility. Sustained.
How likely is it that your brother or anybody else would have been reading a paper in your mother's home at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night on a work night?
Wouldn't have happened any night of the week. My mother would throw the newspaper out before she went to work after my grandfather passed away.
And what would her routine in the morning be?
She'd get up, plug her coffee pot in, finish getting ready for work, be dressed, makeup, whatever. Have a cup of coffee, glance through the paper, collect any trash, any napkins, anything she had, put it in the little newspaper bag. Take the newspaper out, put it in the recycle bin, and throw that little plastic garbage bag out in the trash can.
And what would she have done with the coffee pot?
Cleaned it up, put it away.
Did you carry a purse?
No, I don't.
Did you carry a purse back in December of 2003?
I don't know that I ever really carried a purse. Maybe at my sister's wedding, maybe at something like that, but no.
I don't have anything else. Thank you. Thank you.
Folks, we're going to start at I think 1:30. It gives you about an hour and 15 minutes to get some lunch. Please leave your pads on your chairs. We'll discuss the case with yourself and anybody else. All right, Ms. Wilkinson, what did you want to bring up?
There's several things that Ms. Kananen testified to that the state believes she's opening the door to the fact that she shot her father and her father was buried in the garage. Even though the court has said, well, it was the detective's words, clearly we redacted every time there was a mention of plural bodies in her statement. We redacted it on the tape, we redacted it on the transcript. Ms. Kananen chose to use the word bodies through questioning of her lawyer, which was one of the things that, of course, the court has cautioned her about that may be a concern if she took the stand. She also talked about the fact that her believability that, oh, of course, dad's come back, and it may have come back and taken mom, rises to the question that she should be cross-examined as to the fact of why would she believe that when she's the person who killed dad and dad's buried in the garage. The other thing that she testified to is prior to the attempted suicide, she drove home and went past her mother's house and saw what was going on there. And then that was leading her to believe that there were more things were occurring. In fact, even in her statement, when they're telling her at one point, which was a portion that the jury did hear, you know, what if we dig up your mother's garage? Ms. Kananen keeps saying, you're digging up my house? Your Honor, at this point, the state believes that the fact she's referred to bodies, that the jury should be allowed to hear that the father was buried underneath the garage, and that Richard has made a statement that it is Stacey who shot his father. They've already heard testimony that Ms. Kananen was the only child still living at home. Richard wasn't living at home, Cheryl wasn't living at home, and the only two people that lived in that house was her and her mother.
Judge, first I'd like to point out for the record something that I did not see personally because I was faced the other direction, but I believe there's at least one, if not two, if not three cameras in this room that would have caught that at the time my client obviously inadvertently during some emotional testimony used a plural. The prosecutor jumped up, big smile on her face, and turned around and made signals to the Bracken family. That was probably much more drawing attention to the inadvertent slip than the fact that my client used the word bodies. Frankly, I swear to you, I did not even catch it. It was in the middle of a long string of commentary, testimony by my client. I do not believe, in all likelihood, that the jury caught that unless, of course, they were distracted by Ms. Wilkinson. It clearly doesn't open the door to what would have to be another week of testimony. I can't, off the top of my head, tell you how many witnesses I have to recall to rehash the issue of whether or not it was her or him that killed the father. I don't think using a plural is opening the door.
This court's not going to make a decision based on how much time it takes to recall witnesses. Both sides are entitled to a fair trial, no matter how long it takes.
There really would be no reason to allow this to open the door unless it rises to the level of leaving a question. We have talked about that darn garage floor at the state's insistence over and over again. That is much more likely to leave a question in these jurors' minds than the inadvertent use of the word of a word plural during a emotional, fast-spoken testimony by my client. If I didn't catch it, I really don't think the jury caught it. And regarding her talking about having gone past the mother's home and seeing crime scene people, there's testimony on the record already through the state that crime scene people were at mom's house and that there was digging going on. I think the jury probably, hopefully, has the impression that at that point they didn't know whose yard, but for some reason thought the body was at one home or the other, and that they had gotten to one home prior to getting to the other. I don't think that that is anything that they haven't already heard a lot about.
Okay. Do you have anything further?
First of all, I did not jump up.
I didn't see you do it, so.
And as to the digging, the state.
I didn't jump up, Judge, but I did turn around and smile at the Bracken family. She didn't deny that. Now, did you, Miss Snarky Pants? You're so frustrating. You do jump up. You do smile. I've watched you do it. I didn't catch her do that. I might have to go look for it, though. Not tonight, but she just pisses me off every time she speaks.
It was quite cautious in never referring to any digging being done at Marilyn Kananen's home. The person who was in charge of the digging was Kelly Wood, who testified, who I didn't even really make much reference to even her being at Ms. Kananen's home. We talked mostly about the storage units, I believe, in the sentence question. The question is whether or not at this point can Ms. Kananen be testified when she's trying to tell this jury, oh, well, he said Dad came back and I believed it and I was really scared because Dad came back, and then further opens the door and kicks it open when she chooses to use the term the detectives asked me about bodies, when I have spent several hours to redact that tape to be quite cautious that there was never a mention of bodies in the plural.
I don't need more argument, thank you.
Okay.
As to her using the term bodies, this court's, I had the court reporter read it back to me. She used it in regard to what she said the detectives told her, not that she was acknowledging bodies were there. I'm not going to let you get into that. My ruling on that still stands. As to, there was an issue she mentioned about steel plates, that there were steel plates on the garage floor. She did say something about that. You may ask her what she knows about those. I do not want you to ask her anything about, was your father's body buried under there? Let's see where she goes with that. You understand? But as far as steel plates go, she brought that up about steel plates in the garage. We kept that out through the people who went into the garage. I specifically instructed those people not to bring up the steel plate issue. Ms. Kananen brought up the fact that there were steel plates in the garage. There's no question about that in her testimony.
All right, I guess my question is.
But we are not to get into what was underneath those steel plates. The third issue about her seeing crime scene texts at her mother's house, I do believe that was brought up by the state, and that there was no restriction on that. and Ms. Kananen has now verified that she saw a crime scene text at the house. I think that certainly is grounds for them to ask her, what did she think? But I don't want you to preface any question to her in cross-examination about, did you think your dad's body was buried in there, or did you know your dad's body was buried in there? We have gone through 10 days of trial, and I don't want to muck this trial up with information that is going to possibly cause a mistrial.
Your Honor, I understand that, but clearly she didn't go into her mother's house.
She did not.
So I gotta question her what she saw.
That's correct. What she saw at the front of the house, she saw crime scene text. I don't know what else she saw, but she saw crime scene text. And we've had evidence already they were there. The
Right.
crime scene text came and testified they had been at the mother's house.
We talked about processing inside the house.
Right. And processing inside the house. They did talk about that. Yes. But please, I'm not asking, I'm ordering the two of you to stay away from any information regarding her father being buried underneath that floor. If Miss Kananen brings that out, that's a whole different deal. I doubt seriously she's going to do that. But as far as the bodies issue, I don't want you to get back into that. As far as the steel plate, you can ask her what she knows about the steel plate. And as far as there being crime scene text at the house, certainly I don't think there's any objection from the defense on that either. That was part of your evidence that you put on initially. And she verified that.
Sure.
Okay? Thank you very much. See you guys at what did I say? 1:30.
No, stop. We did it. Stop. Okay. Phew. That was long. That was really long. I would say that's what she said, but she might not have said that. It could be my birthday, but it's not, because that's how long that stream was. Good
Your
grief.
mother.
All right.
Never mind.
I don't know. Did she say that? Did she?
I mean, she said a lot of things, so.
Well, did you see? I don't know if you were. I'm really bad about watching the people in the back. I do that.
That's like my jam right there.
I'm always doing that. Like, I know most people think I'm weird because I like watching baseball games, but I'm usually watching the crowd.
Yeah, I know, right? Timmer.
Do you see those? Yeah, Timmy. It's like, do you see those people behind home plate? My husband's like, what? No, I saw you watching that dude hit a home run. It's like, oh, but it's more exciting back there. What was I gonna say? Oh, when the state said that Stacey used a firearm on her dad, there was a curly-haired, white-haired, curly-haired woman sitting back there, just looked astonished. And she's sitting behind the state. I think just probably there's no room on the other side. Like,
Right.
there's no way, no way that happened. Right. I might.
Dad D. He's like, so did Stacey blow her dad one last time?
Blew him away, maybe. I don't know. I'm not much. I do like some baseball. I like college football. I don't watch professional football or basketball. I don't really watch college basketball either.
Oh. Peggy.
I know. I saw it.
Matey.
Kobe. Sounds like
Kobe.
people watch. I'm really bad about it. I'm always watching people because my husband's like, you see all these things, and then I generally, I'm like, I back it up, walk up to the TV, and I'm pointing out who I'm looking at.
I'm the same way. My husband is like, how did you see that? Or I'm like, oh, did you see this new plaza over here? They're gonna put this and that, and there, and this in there. And he's like, how the hell do you even know that? I'm like, I pay attention to signs around my town. Jeez. Do you have eyes?
There's a huge sign that says that.
Yeah.
Where? You drove by it 5 times today.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
Like on the billboard in the way, like into our town.
Yeah. Well, I can generally tell you the score. But I can also watch. There's an usher. I think he's an usher in Yankee Stadium. And
Oh, that
he's
place.
very, very rigid. Like you can tell he is a rule follower. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Don't care. Don't try to tell him anything. And there was these young girls that were in the front row, and there were some younger guys behind them. They weren't together, but they all started, you could watch them throughout the day. They'd started consuming some alcohol and chit-chatting with each other, and things were, getting like, oh, you guys are about to get in some trouble. And they started like standing up at times when I guess they shouldn't. I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
But I think one of the young girls was getting ready to pull up her shirt, and that guy, he'd been watching, and man, he was there, and he was on them in a split second, and it was like, you better sit down. You better stay
Yeah.
sitting down, or
Did
you
he
guys are
like
all gone.
did he like shove a bunch of like couple of pies on those things to like cover them?
No, but I mean, but I've also like seen him when it's, the ninth inning of a rain out where nobody's there anymore sitting in those seats like behind
Right.
home plate. And so people will move down there and he'll go tell him to move. I'm like, dude, there's nothing going on. They're not taking anybody's seats. They're not here.
Right.
So
He was
he's
there.
like,
Well,
but
you can tell right there that he's not from New York City.
I have no idea, but he is very serious about his job, and I'll be sad when I don't see him anymore. Because when I see somebody, and I'm like, you weren't sitting there 5 minutes ago, and
Yeah.
you just see him coming, like you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
You know, it's like those crosswalk people that take their crosswalking seriously, but they're like dancing and like whistling and they're like getting down during their shift
Yep.
and like
No,
bringing people across the street.
he's not that fun.
Wow.
He's fun. He's just very serious. Like, no.
He's
No.
like, "You're out of here. Strike 3."
I mean, to the point where I'm like, they're kids, dude. There were kids. Like, come on.
You know?
He's like, nope, nope, nope.
He's like, "I'll tell you about fair back
Yeah.
in 1990 something. I had to walk up both hills both ways, uphill
I
to
did
the
back in
store
the 80s in the snow.
in the
Wanna
snow
hear about it.
in a tornado."
Might have. Want to hear about it. She never showed him. He got her. She was thinking about it. You
For
could just
perkers.
tell. He's the Gordon Ramsay of sports. Well, I mean, I can't hear what he's saying. He just comes
Wow.
across very stern, and he's a rule follower.
Well, if he brought pies, he might have been the Gordon Ramsay of sports, but it doesn't seem like he brought pie.
No, he didn't. He brought no pie. All right. On that note, I'm gonna go to bed.
All right.
I will be back Thursday. So dinner tomorrow.
Thursday.
I have no idea. Might be.
I heard something about a twisted tea. I don't know.
Well, it's still sitting up there. It's a big one though.
I
And it-
mean, anything's possible.
And it's like 8% or something, which that would probably not do well with me.
Well, I don't know, AJ.
I mean, I don't know.
It might do something.
It would definitely do something. Like, it might be scary. All right, so
Yeah.
6 p.m. Thursday, got about an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half of testimony. We've got cross-examination coming up. We got attitude coming up. So I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. And then Monday, the 22nd, it will be long. but we're finishing this sucker up. So
Heck yeah.
we will
buddy.
do closings and rebuttal and verdict on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. Other than that, have a great night. Have a great tomorrow. Behave, all of y'all's.
I promise nothing. Bye.
I know you don't, but it's okay. You're exempt. The rest of you behave. And I'll see you guys all later.
Hot mannequin love is kinda uncanny. Click, like, subscribe, ooh, piece of candy. Looking for my spotlight, chasing my vibe. Still looking for my credibility online. Ooh, hot mannequin love, candy on the floor, don't pick it up. Chasing all the clicks, chasing all the views. Credibility's hiding, but I'm bringing you the news. Every little scroll is a mystery, but you stuck around, watch the show with me. Laughs and chaos, that's how we roll. Drop a comment down below before you go. Every little scroll is a mystery, but you stuck around, watch the show with me. Laughs and chaos, that's how we roll. Drop a comment down below before you go.